Mic check, mic check, mic check. Cue it up.
What up, baby?
Ain't shit. Everything's everything. Mic check. Love, what's poppin'?
What's good? How you doing?
I'm doing the right thing. Alex.
Hey, Ham.
You gonna upgrade or you just said fuck it?
Relax. Okay, relax.
I noticed you painted that wall.
It's not painted. I did a little blur background. That's all.
That's what's up. Ro, what's good?
It's Wednesday, hump day. Hey, everybody.
Indeed. Where you going? Where we going, Ro?
I'm going where you going to be on the 9th of September.
No, I'm saying why you got the braids and all that.
I've been had these braids for the last month, Ham.
You did?
Put them in the bathroom. Say it. Put them in the bathroom.
Yeah, I ain't know this.
Had them for a while, Ham.
Last time you went to the gym,
She had it where they serve pizza. You are so
they got pizza on Tuesdays. That's why she ain't make it to the POV last night.
I know.
Motherfucker was camped out at the gym eating pizza. That's how they got y'all niggas going to Planet Fitness. It's $10 a month. They got pizza on Tuesday and they got the purple Tootsie Rolls. Y'all niggas love that shit.
It's $24, sir.
What? Planet Fitness?
Yes, sir.
Nah, the one to go to any gym is 24, but the one just go to that one. The one to go to that one
gym. Who gonna waste their time with that shit? You can't get the massage. You can't get none of that.
Niggas that go eat pizza on Tuesday.
They got massage chairs and everything.
Think about it.
Exactly. You know they got pizza on Tuesdays if you ain't been before.
I seen it.
Oh, you saw it, okay.
He went in there as a guest because he wanted some pizza. That's why he know.
They don't. First off, I got how many Planet Fitness have y'all got kicked out of?
None.
Exactly, because y'all don't move enough weight around. They told me, sir, you can't use all the plates. I'm like, mind your business. Get more plates. Play with me. They hit the alarm on me every time. You got to grunt. How else you gonna put it up? Pause.
Hey, if I'm still stronger than you, so cut the shit.
Shit.
Don't bump your fucking head.
Said. You know, I've been giving you the blues ever since I met you.
For them, you're strong. All right. For me and you, it's okay. Cut it out. All right.
Hey, I mean, you're strong, but I've been giving you the blues since you met me.
Listen, all right. All right. That don't got nothing to do with strength overall, right?
Yeah, you're pretty strong.
Okay. It is what it is.
Mary, what up?
What's up, Ham? You with your shit already?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling good, man. I had to cut some Africans out earlier. My wife, they Zelle wasn't working. They're like, she got to go get cash. They're like, but leave your purse the fuck out of here. What I got to steal money from you spear chucking niggas from? Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying, Mary? You feel me?
So that make you feel good, cursing motherfuckers out? That's why you feeling good?
No, I'm just telling you. You asked me how I'm feeling. You ain't want no background. You didn't mean it. You didn't give a fuck how I felt. You just asked me.
Nah, you say you was feeling good.
Oh.
But for violence to be, or some kind of thing like that, if trigger you feeling good, that might need to talk to somebody or something.
Shit like that.
You might be right. Mr. White, what's popping?
Yo, what's good, man?
Ain't shit, man. You got a new haircut?
Nah, man. I woke up like this. You know what I'm saying? just
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Word. Big Sad, what up, though? Welcome.
Yo, what's good? Been a minute.
Nah, nigga, you just a new guest, basically.
Yeah, it is what it is. See how this Wi-Fi hold up. We'll see.
Oh, my God.
Bruh.
The lighting ain't holding up.
That girl looks like choose a door, any door. What's going on?
Oh, man, those closets. That's closet.
He can't.
You know what I mean?
Chief, what's up, man? Where you at?
He eating, yo. You know he always eat before he come on.
I'm coming right now, Pete.
That's what she said. Yeah, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. that helps.
That better? That better to light down a little bit.
That's worse. We can't see you.
Trying to get
Oh,
romantic.
okay.
Black as hell.
Hey.
Leave him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Trying to ask questions.
Gotta make it
Man.
lighter.
All I see is a light reflecting off your damn bald head.
Hey man, listen.
Does it go off now? Hey man, technology is what it is. We're here. Let's get this shit popping. So we're gonna discuss qualifications for marriage because I feel like that whole construct is shaky at this point. I don't even think people know what it means. I saw this clip. I could not believe it. Did y'all see that Devon Franklin clip? Let's start with that.
No.
This nigga, man. All right, hold on. Let me share my screen. Did anybody see Mary? You saw it, right?
Nah, I don't think so. I gotta see which one you referencing.
Does anybody know who Devon Franklin is? Alex, fill him in, please.
You know who Devon Franklin is?
That's Megan Good's ex-husband.
What is he, Alex?
You asking the wrong person because I don't know what.
He's a pastor and a movie producer.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
What movie he
Shit
produced?
questionable.
What movie he produced? Like Tubi?
No.
Probably.
No, he does those religious like gospel, like feel good family movies.
But even before that, Devon was a major executive in the movie business.
Really? I don't know. You know, Roe also told us that you can give up your rights and not have to pay child support. So you can't trust that information.
Oh no, that's dead. I saw that shit. I was like, yeah, she tripping. Big shoe, clown shoes type shit.
Can y'all see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Second, shout out to the chat, Matt. I see you. I'm gonna run through the names in a second as soon as this shit load up for me. Damn, this shit is moving slow. Is that shit cooking?
No, it's not doing anything.
All right. Oh, I gotta load up.
This is really interesting. In verse 22, this is the creation of the woman, Eve. But you don't hear Eve coming into the earth saying, "Where's my man?"
I gotta load up.
Huh? Am I reading it right? It says the man said. Eve came into the earth. Watch this. Adam was the one who was broken. Eve came into the earth whole. She had both ribs. Society wants women to believe you're broken if you're not with somebody. But God says the woman came into the earth complete, not seeking or needing anyone or anything. I don't know who I'm talking to today, but you got to stand in your power. You are one of one. There's nothing wrong with you if you're not with somebody. You as a woman are complete. You're whole. And I gotta say it because I'm tired of us supporting a culture that tries to make women think there's something wrong with them if they're not married. It's just not true.
Yeah, so y'all didn't see this clip?
No.
Man, oh man, what's your thoughts? Anybody can answer.
He ain't lying. I mean, said fiction. No, I don't think he lying according to how he quoting the Bible, but I mean, that's not a fact though. Like that independence, that extreme independence. Nah, I think everybody needs that partnership in this realm, in this physical realm. But yeah, to go back and forth and debate the Bible and how he interpreted it, I think he was hitting something. Just the wrong message.
Kev was popping. Lionel was good. Anybody else?
Yeah, no, he full of shit. That's basically what it is. All that's nonsense at the end of the day, because when you look at it, the man had to sacrifice for the woman to be here at the end of the day. If you want to look at it biblically according to what the fuck he just said, that makes no logical sense. So without the man, the woman wouldn't be here if you looking at Bible standards. So obviously we got to sacrifice like we always got to do for our women. Period, point blank.
Anybody else?
I actually seen a clip of that, but somebody interpreting it differently. Basically saying, I guess I don't know the Bible, but basically saying that we were made for men. I guess we was made out of somebody's rib. We was made out of their rib or something. Don't get me
Absolutely. Yes.
You're doing good. Go ahead.
God took one of our ribs and made y'all.
Yeah, so I seen somebody interpret it differently to where it's like, like God made us for y'all, like for men. So you can't live without a man because we were made from you guys.
Yeah. Anybody else?
So, go ahead, Alex.
I look at it from the perspective of just me. I never question when a woman is single by choice or after a certain age, but I do look at a man different, especially when he's on paper has all of these said qualifications. I will look at them and be like, what's wrong with you? I never look at a woman that way.
Why?
I'm not sure. But when he said that, I was just like, in the wholeness, I look at it as like he who finds a wife. So, kind of on them.
You can't say he who finds a wife, though, because the man that said that, I know y'all might have seen this clip with Solomon, and Solomon had a lot of them motherfuckers. He had a lot of them. So you say he who finds a wife, that comes from Solomon. He had 400 wives.
Yeah, the verses.
So yes, right. So people kind of warp the Bible in their own way. I ain't gonna even Bible talk this whole situation, but people make quotes from the Bible, don't even know everything about it.
So to piggyback what Alex was saying, and then I'm gonna say my point. So I agree with Alex. Like I mean, I would give them a man a side eye before I would a woman, because men do the choosing, and we've all heard men up on this panel say that men do the choosing. So why haven't you chosen yet? So I kind of look at you the side eye, and then a woman, you haven't been chosen yet. So I get it. But to answer the question about the video, I'm siding on the side with Q in the fact that, yeah, what he's saying, I can rock with it. That's his interpretation. I don't believe that women should be considered broken if they're single. And if you're interpreting the Bible and looking at it how he's looking at it linearly, then what he's saying makes sense because the way he explained it. But the problem and the danger is you can create a hyper independent society, and that's dangerous for people to think that they don't need each other. Man and woman need each other. It's not good for man to be alone. I interpret that it's not good for humans to be alone.
Mr. White.
All right, so I hate when pastors and people and preachers do this, right? They take things out of context just to make it relevant to a point, right? So I hate anytime anybody does anything like that, because it takes away from the Bible and the word and all of that stuff. I get what he was saying in terms of women should work on being whole, but part of that is falling into your purpose. And I think a lot of you did touch on it. Your purpose is to assist men, right? Your purpose is bigger than just you. And I think if women focused more on their purpose and understanding how they were created to partner however y'all want to use it, depending on definition. but to literally assist a man in completing whatever individual purpose, but also the global purpose of men in general, and stop trying to pull away from it and do your own thing. That's the biggest issue. So no, I don't think we should point a finger at a woman who is not married in a particular season, but we should be pointing fingers at women who, oh, I don't need a man. Oh, I can do everything that, you know, a man can do, and vice versa, or etc.
Chief, you're on mute.
It felt. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
It felt like a little bit of biblical pandering to me, almost in the, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning. That's what it felt like. He was pandering in the name of our Lord. But I mean, I kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, but did he give the implication that, you know, it's not the woman's fault? And did he use the word perfect?
Whole is what he was saying. He didn't say perfect.
Okay, so then my
what were you referring to though? What part?
When he was saying the woman, you know, is not to blame, and that woman is perfect. Basically, I thought that's what I felt like that's what he said. No, I maybe I misheard it. That's all. So
yeah,
my thoughts were around that part. So I gotta listen to it again. But it came across like pandering to me though, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's a fucking wolf. All right, it's all women in that crowd, right? All he's trying to do is fill that collection plate. That is not even a misinterpretation. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't. We have the same amount of ribs. There's such thing as allegory. It's metaphoric. That motherfucker's an idiot. And that scares me. That niggas was up there fucking clapping for this cocksucker. That's crazy to me. Nowhere in the fucking Bible. Even Jesus told his hoe in John 4:16, go call your husband. She like, I don't got one. I know you don't. Like, that's what Jesus said. Just like that. I promise you, in that tone. It's saying Isaiah, in that day, it'll be 4 women to 1 man just to be under his covering. There's nothing in the Bible that say these women should be by themselves. It is 100% a help meet, point blank, period. That shit is scary that he did that. Like Adrian said, honestly. What Ro, did you answer?
No, I agree with you all. I do think he was pandering. It kind of sounded like he was getting kind of lost and was trying to recover himself, to be honest with you. So I've never heard a preacher say that before. The only thing I can think of is that he was talking about work on yourself. Maybe that's what he was trying to say. But other than that, I've never heard a pastor say anything about never.
Bro, you think that's what you wanted him to say?
I would have preferred him to say that. Because I honestly, as he was talking, I felt like he was trying to recover himself. Like maybe he forgot what he was going to say and he just started talking. That's what it sounded like to me.
So you know how sometimes the pickup from the crowd is from the mic, to be fair, was low. But I think he thought he was going to get more of an ovation from what he said.
It sounded like he was trying to give a motivational speech more than anything. Like, I don't know what the setting was. Like, was he there to preach? Or was it a motivational speaking seminar or whatever the case was? Because to the point of pandering, it did sound like there's nothing wrong with you if you are single. And I agree with that too. And then also to Q's point that she made earlier, and I think Love made this point also, I do agree. I do think that humans are not meant to be alone as a whole. We do need companionship to make it in this world. I do believe that.
And you have to realize too, and sometimes when they do this type of preaching, and this is a 60-second snippet, it could have been in a women's conference, right? So we don't know the full dynamic and the full background of this, but it could have been, and he was speaking to this audience as a speaker does. You know, speakers going to a session knowing their audience and speaking to them. So who knows?
But to be clear, that's what church is, right? Motivational speakers. Because it's like, if you're into fitness, there's a motivational speaker for that with a big arena or a big group of people listening. If you're into Jesus, you go to church. If you're into something, you know what I mean? Like, that's what they are, is motivational speakers.
Yeah.
They're going to give you what you want to hear in the form of what you believe in.
I agree. I don't think he would have, but I agree with you 100%. They are motivational speakers. They're motivating the crowd to do a certain thing. But what I'm saying is, as far as like maybe the women's conference, if it was regular Sunday church was a mix or not solely towards the woman, I don't know if he'd have made that big of a statement, or they're trying to make that strong of a statement, put it that way, with saying that. I don't know. Again, it's 60 seconds, and I hate to make conjecture out of a 60-second clip. That's what we're here to do, I guess, is run the podcast. But I have to hear all of it.
But why would he say that to a bunch of women? Like, just because you motivating a particular crowd doesn't mean you lie to them.
Pandering, like we all kind of said that it's pandering to get them excited, get the emotionalism up, to give an offering, to feel good about yourself and feel empowered. That's why.
So
Isn't
you
a
are
church a nonprofit organization?
Nonprofit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you kind of said it here. It's the obvious.
Damn, yo. So love, you agree that was a crock of shit then?
I agree with my original statement. What I said that it's.
I'm asking you a separate thing then. If you didn't say that earlier,
It's.
do you agree that's a crock of shit?
No, I said, but it's a very slippery slope, because you don't want to create a hyper independent society, because it's not good for humans to be alone. And that kind of message can be taken out of context and create that hyper independent woman. So it's a very dangerous slope. But you also don't want a woman to think because she's single, because she has not been chosen, that she is broken. Something's inherently wrong with her. We don't want that either. But
it's not good for you, say, humans to be alone.
Correct.
So if you end up alone, there's a problem.
Because we need companionship. Yes, I believe humans need companionship.
So then that would be adverse to the point of saying it's okay. It's not okay. We need to work on ourselves to the point where we are chosen, right? As a woman.
Well, no, I'm not going to sit there and say work on yourself to be chosen, because then again, it's a very slippery slope. You don't want to pander to a man, and then it doesn't work out because you're pandering to be chosen, and it's.
What does that look like?
Create balance. What does what look like?
So what do you mean pandering to a man? Like doing what a man wants so he can marry you?
Yes, and then that's not really who you are. Like, you're lying to yourself and lying to him just to be chosen, because you can't keep that lie up.
But does companionship always have to mean marriage, though? Can it just be like family or close friendship?
Yes.
Everyone doesn't want to be married, or that's just not always in the card for everyone else.
What do you mean?
Well, when I hear the conversation, it sounds specific to just marriage, right? And you gave the example of, so if someone ends up alone, is there something wrong with them? But are we saying alone in the realm of, if you are not married, there is something wrong with you?
Are you advocating for like long-term relationships or something?
No, I'm just saying in general, like whether it be a friendship, like a close friendship, or you have
men and women can't be friends. You know that.
It doesn't have to be a man. Your best friend.
You're saying companionship period, even as a friend. Yeah, female.
Yeah,
friend.
that's what I'm asking. Like just in general.
That doesn't fulfill the same slot though, Alex.
So
that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about single women. That's who he was pandering to.
Huh? Hey yo, I do agree with love with her. Dang, that's rare love. I love you though. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of a woman trying to prepare herself to be chosen, right? Because then when it doesn't happen, all of the work is going to be to waste, versus a woman working on herself to become who she's supposed to be, right? And operating in those things and in those gifts and in her purpose, right? Of the submission, of the love, of the all of the qualities that we always list. When she works to become the best version of herself, and if she's in the right lanes, then she will be chosen.
What do those lanes look like? Going to a bunch of school?
No, absolutely not.
So that's what I'm saying, eh? You saying working on herself. They don't even know what it means. You got to put man in the equation. If you leave men, if you leave being a wife out of the equation, they think they're going down the right path. So you have to put that in there.
I see your point because it gives them something. I see your point. I see your point.
Yeah, cause I just don't know if they got the right the vision.
No, I agree because I think that's my issue with what he said too, right? Because I can get what he's saying in terms of, hey, as a woman, you can be whole individually, but because of the way the majority of people receive things, they're going to take that and go right with it. So if you tell a woman to prepare for marriage, that will benefit the majority of women because the way that I put it, the majority of women can't figure it out that way. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Damn. Any other thoughts on this? I mean, I'm glad that y'all see this was a crock of shit, right, Alex?
Yes, ma'am.
You think so too, bro? What you think, Mary? It's scary, right? That make you not even want to go to these churches, right? Fuck them churches, huh?
I don't go to church for that.
Nah, you just got
that nigga.
Gotta find the right church.
Damn. All right, this was easy then. Any final thoughts on this?
Yeah, moral of the story, ladies, build yourself up to be a good wife and stop listening and following these church niggas.
Oh my God. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. We just getting started, man. I kind of had a feeling that was going to be pretty seamless for the most part. John the Baptist with a $5 super chat for Hamp Wi-Fi. What's wrong with my Wi-Fi? Oh, the video?
The video, yeah.
Damn, John.
Right. Put him in the fucking bed. Get him out of here. Come on.
I deserve it. Good gracious. It's going slow now, too. That's the Is the next one up?
Nah, it ain't.
Damn. So John the Baptist called Devon Franklin a false prophet, man. Matt was popping. Matt said, damn women does love beautiful lies. Where should the punctuation be? Matt, hey, hold this, Matt.
Put him in the fucking bed. Get him out of here. Come on.
Break that
Oh,
down.
I know what he's trying to say. Damn, women do love beautiful lies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nah, real shit.
Come on. I fuck with you, love. You deciphered the shit out of that because I was over here stuck. Like, fuck is he talking about?
That shit, bro. John the Baptist with $5 super chat. This type of preacher is the reason why men don't attend church. Damn. That might be. Yeah, that shit sounds nuts to me. Gary S with the 10 ball. Gary was popping. Preach risky word.
Shit like that.
All right. Everybody hit that like button. Everybody slowly but surely walking in. We kind of got started a little bit, most of the part on time. Chief is late, but you know, it is what it is.
Shit like that.
Man. Damn. All right. So let's explore this then. The title is Qualifications. Damn, did I spell it right? Did I put it there?
It ain't even up, player.
Oh, what the fuck I put it? I'll be rushing. Qualifications.
Teacher.
Huh?
Bet you can't ask your calculus teacher.
Mary, you want to go smart for smart right now with me? You know going smart for smart ain't your strong point. Relax. In regards to that, you ain't. All right. What are the top qualifications for marriage? Well, hold on, let me ask this first. No. All right, let me ask y'all. So I have another question. Should people have to qualify for marriage?
Absolutely.
Which one should go first? That one or this one?
So we
what
speaking.
Question we're gonna answer first.
First, what are the top qualifications, and then
All right.
qualify it with the question.
All right. Top qualifications for marriage. So if I were to start it off, you have to be, as a man, especially financially stable. There should be a number that you should be at your what's that the income should be a certain number before you even call yourself getting married. I think that should be a qualification. Your financials should have to matter. Both motherfuckers getting married, I just don't know. Or you have to have some type of trajectory. Somebody need to vet it out. Your valuation got to be a certain amount.
Depend upon where you live at, right? Yeah.
I guess if you in Alabama, $10 an hour, you might be all right.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we have to be careful. Again, this is a slippery slope then. But anyway, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
It ain't slippery. It ain't slippery. Your money got to matter because it matters so much to women.
Yeah. No, I get it. I'm just saying, but you have to make a certain amount. Well, what is that amount then? And is that
it would be cost of living wherever you at.
All right. Well, okay.
So ladies, if that, I mean, I know obviously you want a brother with some money, but if he didn't have the bread and all the other intangibles are there, does that automatically negate the situation? Is he like, nah, we can't, he's not marriage material? Does that strip him of being quality man of marriage?
Depends. Are you trying to be in a traditional marriage or a modern marriage?
Or what's your plan?
Okay, I'm just asking. Okay, Hemp, are we doing this based upon our personal preferences or just the general idealistic things of what marriage should contain?
So I'm going more idealistic, but I think personal has to matter. I just know how men get treated when they broke,
right,
by women, and I know none of these niggas is dating no nigga that works as a cashier at McDonald's. So I'm just being realistic. They're Chief. Remember how you had a high IQ until you said something that they didn't like? Their IQ ain't that high to where they can say, you know what? I could see through this motherfucker and give me my change back. They're not gonna see through that shit.
It's a good point, brother.
You have to be able to afford your lifestyle, whatever it is. You have to be able to afford it.
So for a woman to live again, because it's different as from person to person. Some women live off, the meek lifestyle, so they don't really require much. So that's why I'm asking: is that really in terms of finance? Like, if you live a meek lifestyle, you're not really into all of it. Then is that? I don't know, because I'm just curious. That's all.
I mean, so I just think it depends on. I think, as they stated earlier, depends on where you live, because somebody in Alabama, their vacation may be going to the dock, and renting a boat. And that might just be what they do culture wise. And that's just part of their lifestyle. That's part of, you have to be able to afford to do that. Whereas somebody else might say, I'm used to going to Paris every year and my lifestyle includes traveling, foreign travel every year. A man has to be able to afford the lifestyle.
I think
we did talk about flying that girl out when we had that conversation about blue water and stuff.
I think it's more so the stability, not necessarily the amount that you make, but how you manage it. Because you can have a lot of money and have a crazy gambling addiction. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that gonna do for me?
So I said stable.
Okay. I was just answering Chief's question.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what other qualifications? So y'all think so? Is money a good one? And it has to at least be on some type of trajectory.
Yes, money
matters.
Okay. Does it matter if she got money?
It depends. Are you modern? Are you?
Yes. No. Yes, Chief, but in a bad way.
Yeah, I'm throwing out hypotheticals because didn't like Britney Spears marry a dude who was like I know it's different. That ain't the top, but I'm saying didn't she marry a dude off the street like who wasn't really nobody? She had the bread. Yeah, I'm saying wasn't he like a you know what I'm saying?
She played tennis for half a second. Yeah. No, it matters, but it matters. So you get if a nigga get it with a woman that's the breadwinner, he got to be careful. Bro.
So I got a question though. So when we coming up with these qualifications, it seems like we're making the qualifications based on where people are at now and how the majority move, when I think that's going to be the issue. I think the qualifications shouldn't necessarily match what people are looking for now if it's going to be done correctly, right? So like because men prioritize the things that they prioritize and because women prioritize the things that they prioritize is the reason why marriage is failing, period. Does that
Mr.
make
White,
sense?
it makes sense, except for women being hypergamous since you can remember. They always wanted to marry the top nigga who's winning the battle, the top general, the king of kings. That's who they would go to and fight over. So that hasn't changed since the beginning of the time.
I think it also depends where in life you meet your significant other. To Adrian's point, like I met my husband in college, and even before we were even talking something, I was just like, okay, I'm in this space. I'm in an environment where there is potential all around me. That matters. There's growth. So you're on the right track to be in school, to go ahead and have yourself a career, so there's stability. Then I also think loyalty is a qualification too.
So can we set like parameters? Like, isn't the average marriage age 28, 27? Like the average person gets married around 27 years old.
I think it's a few years difference for men and women.
Okay.
I think it's like 28, 29 for women. I think it's like 34 for men, maybe.
Really?
Somebody can look it up. I could be totally wrong.
Check it out real quick.
But like Alex said, to Alex's point, it's like it depends on where you're like, you're meeting somebody. Like all of us, we're at our big age now. So of course financials are gonna matter because we're not in our 20s still trying to build and figure things out. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot, we all trying to figure shit out, but it's not like when you're in your 20s and you're free balling and shit. Like we all at our big age where we need somebody that actually know what they're doing with their money.
Do you think that has to do with being older, or that should just be a qualification period?
I think it has to do with a standard of being older. Like, I mean, you don't want to come across a man that's in his 40s and he still doesn't have a plan.
So to that point, on the contrary, would you advise that a younger woman marry a younger man who doesn't have a plan?
If y'all fit, I believe in people sticking within their caliber. If you ain't got your shit together and you find somebody else that ain't really there and y'all figure it out together, by all means. Like, majority of the time what it is men can pay for women to, work their way up. Like I've seen that happen often. The older men take the younger woman and build her up. They mold her how they want to. But yeah, I think people stick in their caliber.
I have to disagree with that because that is like that 50-50 concept. And I don't believe that that's a real thing in marriage. Where it's like, we're the same. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Do you believe that it grows, it can change throughout your relationship?
I think I'm more so what I'm saying starting off before the marriage. I'm thinking like as a qualification for marriage, as in pre-marriage. Like we're not married yet. That's where I'm speaking from, a point where we're not even married yet.
True, but if the man's supposed to be the leader, he should have a plan. Like that's a slippery slope of you connecting yourself.
That also comes with age. That's why I'm saying it.
I don't think so though.
So
I think then at that point you're not ready for marriage.
So is the primary concept of leadership based off finances though? So like if you well off, all y'all, you well off, money's never gonna be an issue for you. If a man is not in a similar caliber, you wouldn't consider him?
Well, I think speaking of what Hamp said, financially stable is something completely different from that. It's not about who makes more money or when you're a millionaire and you're marrying me and I only make 80,000. If he can manage that 80,000 well and he's stable with that 80,000, that speaks more to his character and that speaks more to his financial, like how responsible he is financially. That's what I take from that.
Is he still trusted and respected as the man of the house?
Well, that would be for a millionaire to answer.
I can answer. No. No, hell no. You know that. I mean, come on. Big piece of chicken. Do I need to go any further? Come on. And that's the problem, Chief. Women want to level up. That's that. I mean, that just is. It's natural to them to want to go up. They feel like they're going down if they making, $500,000 a year and you making 80,000.
Yeah, but that I'm so let's put it like this. I would absolutely try to go holler at a millionaire without a shadow of a doubt and be confident in doing so and still believe that I'm supposed to be like the man of the house. Would I be viewed differently because I don't make as much as she does? You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, she will, because she won't. what happened in that situation with Adrian? Adrian was like, I can't take you to Greece. Like, this is not what I'm about to do. Like, I can't take you to Greece, so I don't know.
Wow.
So at that point, you are looked at differently because that's her lifestyle. That's how she lives.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't do that, you're gonna be the modern man.
A woman wants what she gets with something when it comes to the finance piece. I don't want to have to downgrade my lifestyle because you and I got together. I don't want to have to suppress or change or alter what it is that I normally do. I either want to have it maintained and I want you to accompany with that, or I'm looking for you to go ahead and elevate it. I'm not going to Blue Waters and then Adrian says, no, we can't go there. We got to go to the Brown Water Beach. No, I'm not doing that. That may be okay because she may have money every once in a blue moon, but it's what I'm used to. For him, that may be a once in a blue moon thing, but for me, that may be on the regular. Me personally, and not being like that, I don't want to go to no Ocean City. But for some people, to Rose Point, that may be that's not vacation to me. I want blue water. If it's not blue, if I can't see it, I'm not going in the water. But that's just me. So if I was dating someone and they were like, oh, let's go to the beach, and they took me to somewhere that looked like that, I'd be like, where are we at?
So in the spirit of women wanting to level up with men, wouldn't you believe that your role in his life is to help him continue to level up and get more and get better? Does that not work in reverse?
It does, but I think it depends on where in life you meet them. That's like the example that I gave. Like I met my husband, we were on the same playing field, right? We're both in college. You know, he had other things I didn't have, but I knew and I was ready to have the growth. I said, okay. When I dated with the intention of this could be something that's going to be long term. I know that we are in a space where you are at least in an environment where you want to do something more with yourself. So I knew there was the potential. I was okay in being loyal to the potential and the journey of growth. But if I was older now, if I was getting married at my age and if I was dating, I don't have time for all of that. I want you to come with all the things ready to go because I'm there now in my life.
And like as a woman too, like your add-on to a man. All right, super chat, Mike Brown, $2. Cost of living does not equate to lifestyle. And then Mike Brown, $2. Average single income of a 2022 is $52,000. That's all ages.
Last one.
This is from the Loud and Strong podcast. A Mexican man selling oranges can get a wife. An Asian man working at the store in the hood can get a wife. A white man living in a trailer can get a wife. But a black man has to make a say, wow.
God damn. Is that true?
No.
That's what I was thinking. Just listening to everybody talking, that's the way it sounds, that everything is based on finances. Everything y'all do. But if you have two people, like, for example, a man works at McDonald's, the woman works at Wendy's, they can't get married. That because his finances aren't higher than hers or aren't on a certain standard, they can't build together. They can't come together, put their money together and build. I mean, like I say, I look at things totally different than most, I guess, because with me, everything goes into the pot and we just take care of the shit we need to take care of and we go. That's it. That's all this. Oh, you make this amount of money. You make this amount of money. I'm going to get the big piece of chicken regardless of who makes what the fuck.
And that is my point. I think in your scenario said like you put them on an even playing field, Wendy's, McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? So they're making relatively about the same amount of money.
But either way, like what you saying, like even I will talk to or would have talked to somebody that's making millions, billions or whatever. But you're gonna respect me as the man that I am, regardless of how the fuck much money you make.
And that's how I look at it. But I'm trying to decipher with the women, like they're saying like it don't really matter. Like I believe if she's a millionaire and I'm her man, I'm still getting the big piece of chicken and I'm still the man of the house. But from the perspective of the lady, they're saying, nah, that ain't happening like that. Not up in my spot. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think it has anything to do with the money you make. It's about how you approach it and how you lead your household. So
that's what you say, Ro. But everything they're saying is.
That's not actually
what Hamp is saying.
That's actually not.
Well, y'all are going off of what Hamp is saying, and he's saying the big piece of chicken. And Hamp clearly said that if she makes more money, then the man basically is in the background. That's bullshit. That's any way you want to put it.
No,
but y'all agreed. Y'all sat here and agreed with it.
We did not agree. Alex stated that her and her husband started out on the same playing field. She gave the same scenario you did. And she said that they started on the same playing field and they got married. They were on the same playing field. Then Mary said that as long as y'all basically, if y'all both broke, go ahead and be with broke people. That's what she said.
Like stay
Okay,
with
but then she also said that if I'm going to these blue beaches and so forth and so on, I'm not going to change my lifestyle and go to Ocean City. She also said that.
That is what she said.
Okay, so that's what she said. So just because she gets with a man that doesn't make as much money as she make doesn't mean she would have to go to Ocean City.
But
all right,
that's $1 million to go to.
But okay, I understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, as a man, if y'all can make less than a woman, like you say, you can have all the confidence in the world. Try to holler at that lady that makes $1 million and $1 trillion, and she will accept you, like you, and y'all will be together. The problem is those men in that super chat, the Mexican with the fruit and the Chinese with the store, they're all leading because they are creating their own. And so there's a level of respect there that they are bringing. And that is what has to happen in a relationship and in a marriage for a woman to respect you regardless of what you make.
But that doesn't change what she said as far as changing her lifestyle. So a man,
lifestyle, right. So therefore you as the lead should be able, just like y'all lead businesses and you go in and you see what these employees have to offer and you say, okay, I can offer this to you if you do this. It's the same type of setup. If she like clear water, y'all can't go to Mexico this year, but at least y'all could take a road trip down to Florida.
Okay, right. That's right. So you're sacrificing for your relationship. If she's making $120K and he's making $50K, he's a manager at, like I stayed, the Wendy's. Okay, they fall in love. Nothing should change. Okay, their money comes together. They making $170K now together total. So they can move however they move off of that.
So a question that we've asked plenty of times in several different shows before is, do you feel intimidated when a woman makes more money than you? Do you tie your manhood and your leadership to my financial? The reason I asked that because that was the first thing when we were going over qualifications that Chief said, and then we're still elaborating on the conversation. Because I said 2 other things, and then we're still harping on this. So do you all not feel like the man or in the role of leadership if your woman is potentially making more money than you? Because that is what it sounds like. Now I could be wrong, but that's how I'm receiving.
Listen, I'm like Chief. I don't care how much money you make. If I walk in the house, I'm walking in the house how I'm walking in the house. Period.
You better walk straight and be a lead.
I feel that same way. But again, based upon the comments that were made, it made it seem like if she make more money, we don't get or deserve the respect that we should as the man of the house. That's all. That's what
depends on the type of marriage you want.
Let me ask y'all a question.
See what Murray said. It depends on the type of. I'm sorry, but see, she's saying it again. It depends on what type, because you're trying to make it the modern day quote unquote marriage or traditional. None of that should matter, regardless.
Yes, your finance. If you're with a female that wants a traditional lifestyle, you think your finances don't matter? She want to stay at home and take care of the kids.
That's not a reality these days. Period. It's not
a reality.
It's not. It's not a again. You're looking at a certain percentile of people that are making a certain amount of money to where that can happen.
Oh, okay. And how many people we got on this panel doing that right now?
Okay, I don't know, but they said the average income is 52,000. 52,000. Okay, nobody's sitting at home.
Okay, Adrian, right? Adrian, your wife stay at home, right?
Right. Pam.
Your wife stay at home.
Yeah.
When I was in a relationship, she was at home.
Damn, when the fuck I feel like it going to work.
Chief is on that too. He said when I was in a
relationship.
She was at home.
So money.
Here's how you dispel said and Chief saying they would date or go with some woman that make more than them. Have you done it?
Yes.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
I've dated a chick who made more money than me, and I was regarded as the man of the house or the man in a relationship. It wasn't that there wasn't no side eye or no bullshit like that. I mean, again, I was doing well for myself. She just made a little bit more.
You dated a millionaire, Chief?
She wasn't a millionaire, but she got paper though. She wasn't a millionaire, but she definitely got some
She
paper.
said a little bit more. So we talk about not so much want to make a difference. Like we
Yeah,
talk about if
was,
she can't
it
work.
was nominal. That's the point. That's why they never done it, Mary. They talking that bullshit. They know good and well they respect is tied to their wallets too. Come on, man. Y'all know that. Y'all
Yeah,
know that.
it sound like it sound like what Chief said is saying, like they're more so speaking from how it should be versus how it actually is.
And I guess that's my thing. Like,
that's what it is.
Maybe it's just, you can call it arrogance or call it what you want, but I just feel like if I'm whomever I'm with, wherever we at financially, if she's making the bread, I'm still regarded as the man of the house based on how I carry and how I lead.
Don't do
right,
it.
but she's just not more often than not. She's just not going to fall in line with that,
and that may
right?
be the
because
case.
if
That
you
doesn't
think
take
about
away
it,
from...
yeah, because if you look at like already women, especially black women, there's a large majority of them that struggle with respecting black men, period, right? Or valuing us, period. We talk about that all of the time. So then when you look at it to the point to where you can't do nothing for her in her mind, and she can now take care of herself and she's taking care of you too. Right. Let y'all disagree. Let y'all disagree. It's a wrap.
I feel like somebody compared in the chat, like the races. I feel like black women as a whole, we settle more than anybody.
So is it fair to say right now, the question is, what are the top qualifications for marriage? Is it fair to say all of us or all of the women would agree that finances is the number one qualification?
No.
I didn't say number one.
No, I don't agree with that.
Number one.
Yeah.
Not number one.
What number one is.
You hear him talking. You hear him talking, but you don't get to know the nigga if he don't make enough money. So
I don't want to know anybody.
Throw that bullshit right out your head. What I'm saying, Chief, is they might like a lot of other shit. Like, remember when you had the high EQ until you said something they didn't like? That is valuable to them, but you never get past first base if you're working at Chick-fil-A, no matter how polite you are. No better service than Chick-fil-A. You got a lot of traits at Chick-fil-A. They're not dating none of them niggas. My pleasure, my ass. Kevin3905 with the $5 super chat. Why does money override the character of a man when choosing a man? If you're married, all the money belongs to the husband and he delegates it. Damn. Hold on, Mary. I know you ain't been on for a minute. Can I get through the super chat? Kevin3905 with the $2 super chat. Traditional women work. How many exclamation points is that? Proverbs 31.
Wow.
Go ahead, Mary.
Because at this big age, right? If you're broke, that shows a lot about your character.
But what is broke? What is considered broke? If somebody live in a 1-bedroom apartment by themselves, are they broke? Or
somebody living with somebody else by themselves with a bunch of niggas and roommates like they in college. That's
at 50.
Right.
Why are they broke? That they might just be comfortable.
Is that a real question? Come on, Big Sid. Come on. Why is that broke? You 50 years old with 4 roommates.
Listen,
almost 40.
Listen, I know I have some friends that are roommates together and they've been like that for a minute. That's what they do. That's what they do.
You sure they not?
And until they get into a situation where they're with a woman and it moves in a certain direction, why am I going to put that hardship on myself? Why not have a roommate, save money, and be able to do what the fuck I want to do?
1 bedroom is a hardship.
Are you saying
if you don't have no kids and a woman, why are you not doing more so that it's not a hardship to just have your own place?
But why take on that extra burden if I don't have to?
Well, why you going?
But I think that's
why you want to put the burden on the woman that you're waiting for?
It's not,
but it is what they're doing.
It's not that they're waiting on a woman. It's not that it's about the woman. It's about if I like to go do what the fuck I want to do when I want to do it, then I'm going to live this lifestyle. Why not? It's not hurting anything either way.
By yourself.
Ridiculous.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Well, nah. So I got, this was what, 5 years ago now, 4 years ago, 6 years, 5, 6 years ago. I got out of a relationship, rented this house, right? My man's just got a divorce. So we had 2 bedrooms. We split that shit for like a year and a half. Now we got 5 houses between the both of us. So that we own. So
y'all were in your 30s.
You know what I'm saying? It was
but
something.
she's saying we were in our 30s. Yeah, you're saying that would be relatively unattractive.
You had a plan though. There was a plan in place, right? Y'all had a plan.
Y'all see, don't try to prove your point by now trying to use my example to say this example doesn't matter.
So I didn't talk a lot. When I did talk, I did say that. I said have a plan. I said when Big said he wanted to go out and spend his money how he wanted to. I said you can still do that on your own if that's the case, and just save your money up and be a good money manager.
I know, but I said the roommate thing. That's what I was addressing.
Right.
But those same guys, one of them do have a house that is a rental property. So you see what I'm saying? But
when I said
it doesn't matter.
When I said the roommate thing, I said, who wants a 50-year, and I literally said this, rewind it back. Who wants a 50-year-old man with 4 other roommates? Because that to me,
that's wild.
That's crazy. So that's the point.
All right, love. You were saying 50 intentionally. You were saying 50
yes,
on
I said
purpose.
50 intent, correct.
Oh, so
Correct.
30 wouldn't qualify. You don't think that's bad?
30, whatever. No, honestly, I don't. I really don't. Because again, you and your boy, y'all had a situation that occurred and y'all still had a plan. You execute on your plan. Y'all weren't doing it for 5 years plus.
So to Hamp's point, if he ain't got the bread, he don't get the time of day. You don't get to know the rest of his quality. So if you meet a dude right now,
he said that. I never heard him when he said that.
I'm asking if you meet a dude right now and he say, you know, I live with my roommate or whatever. Does he still get to take you out and do these things?
No,
that's not true.
I'm just asking.
Well, I'm answering him because Ham is sitting there answering for me. Something that's not true. So I'm
just telling the truth tonight. That's all. Go ahead.
Well, you want to hear me answer, Chief, or him?
I would love for you to answer, love.
Okay.
Be careful. Be careful.
Always. And he would get the time of day if he was in his 30s.
Bruh.
In my 30s. I'm not.
I get it, but
and for real, we already had this conversation before too. Like, I don't want a man with kids.
You want answers. I want the truth.
So
I don't want a man with kids or
Ro,
small kids.
Hey, Ro, you meet a man right now, same age, he make, I don't know, let's say 20,000 less than you. Does he get the benefit of the doubt?
Yes.
Does he still get the respect as the man of the relationship?
If he presents himself that way, yes.
Stop the cap.
I just said it. I ain't changed my thoughts. I meant what I said. If he can show that he can lead and he can be respectful and he'll get the respect as a man.
Stop the cap.
He said only 20 grand less. We don't know how much Ro made.
Right, that's what I'm gonna say too, man. Like, she can make $1,000. If you make 180, okay. Like, who cares about that?
Yeah, we haven't got.
Don't matter. You're right.
Now, mind you, we haven't even moved to any other qualifications.
That's what I'm about to say. Same like, why are we stuck on the money thing? Y'all are working on the day.
Because I feel that like I could date a millionaire and still be respected as the man, and y'all like, nah, fuck that. She ain't gonna respect you.
Well, you know what? You didn't do it before. I have done it before. Adrian left for a minute. Adrian's done it before, right? So he's talking anecdotally in some real life situation. I have done it before in real life situation, and it's not all peaches and cream as you make it out to be, and idealistic as you make it out to be as a man. Because as a man, Adrian said he sat there and said, "I ain't gonna talk to you no more because I can't fulfill this lifestyle that you already have." He said, "I ain't even gonna try." My situation, he had a problem. He was a grown man, established, but I still made more money than him, and he had a problem with it, and it messed with our relationship. So you can say what you would do because it sounds great. You sound confident in your manhood, yes. But if your wife made $100,000 more than you, you say it won't make a difference, but it may make a difference in you feeling like, what can I offer her? And I have had more than one man say to me, the one man said, I don't even know what I can offer you because whatever. Mike Brownfowler super chat. Modern women work more. They keep choosing to do it alone. And no student loans about whatever, Mike.
Shit like that.
Am I gonna go this one or no? Mega Green, $10 super chat. Thank you, Mega Green. No woman will look at you with admiration and respect if she's vital to your physical survival because it's directly tied to your competence as a man, which is directly tied to her safety and comfort. That's a good point, Green. Like the way you worded it. All right, word.
It makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Go ahead.
Read the super
Love.
chat. Love.
Savage Red Recovery with the $2 super chat. Don't take advice about money from women.
Thank you, Megan Green, for super chat. Is unaccomplished / incompetent male babble.
I'm confused as to what that means.
He probably said something in the chat.
But you know, though, kind of not necessarily related to money, but with lifestyle, love. I have a friend who's doing it right now.
Alex,
You
your
sound
mic.
so bad. I can't. You sound like you're underwater.
How about now?
Much better. Much better.
So, and speaking of lifestyle, I have a friend who's dating someone now, and she travels a lot. That's just her thing. She'd rather spend her money on traveling. He wants to spend his money on something else. He has an issue with that. And I remember when her and I were having a conversation, and her thing was, it wasn't a money issue. She said, this is what I like to do. You're always welcome to come, but if you don't want to, that's your business. I'm not stopping what I'm used to doing because it's not something that you're used to doing because you like it. It had nothing to do with money. It was just her lifestyle. So I think lifestyle and the alignment of the lifestyle is a qualification for marriage. Are you someone who wants to party? Are you someone who wants to travel? Like, do you two align with that? Is that going to mesh for y'all in the long term?
So alignment and lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So like he should want to travel if she like to travel, vice versa, shit like that.
I think so.
Or at least
I agree with that.
Be open to it. Be with somebody that's open to it if they've never experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an alignment. I think alignment is super important. So if you're asking top qualifications for marriage, it's for you to be aligned with one another.
I feel like that comes with time though. So I wouldn't look at it as a pre-qualification sometimes. It depends on what aspect of alignment you're looking at. Because again, if you're not used to something, but somebody else is, they can open that door for you.
Yeah, I'm talking about an alignment because, again, if I like to travel now, I'm not going to wait for you to decide when you want to travel. You decide that you might like to travel because that's my self-care and that's my enjoyment. That's my relief, stress relief. So alignment in values is very important. Again, I can't wait for you to grow into the same. We have matching values. There's just certain things you can't wait to grow into when it comes to alignment. That's what I'm talking about. And
So,
you have to understand what those are for you specifically. It's not a wide cookie cutter thing. It's specifically for who you are and who your mate is.
So in that instance, it's like, say you like going on cruises and stuff like that, right? But you come across somebody that's all their I's, crosses all their T's, but they scared to get on a boat. Are you gonna take your time with that? Are you gonna be like, hey, scared
to get on a boat? I want to put them on a cruise. They're scared to get on a boat.
Right.
I wouldn't take them on a cruise. I wouldn't
have fear of it before even experiencing it. You get what I'm saying?
So what about in the realm of like church, right? If someone goes to church and that's what they're used to, and you get with a partner who's not, are they going to fight with you when you ask them to go? Are they totally against it, or are they willing to go? That's what I mean by alignment. Like, can we come to terms to agree?
That's something more serious. That's religious belief.
Right. And that's
that's compromise and sacrifice too, though. What are you going to compromise and sacrifice to help your relationship grow and build?
Like, to me, that's different.
That's part of.
So do you have to align? Go ahead, Mr. White.
Yeah. So,
all right.
He told me to go. He told me to go, Mary.
I wasn't
right.
Wow.
But he still told me to go, Mary, because you wildin', Mary. Yeah, she's talking about alignment and things that matter, and you talking about.
Because y'all was talking about traveling.
You're way right now.
How am I way right if she said, "Oh, if I already like to travel and you don't like to travel, I'm not gonna wait"? That's ridiculous. Now, if you're talking about religion and beliefs is something else. Belief is a whole nother category in regards to a qualification for marriage.
Well, yeah. So I think when it comes to alignment, the things that people are looking for people to be compatible with are things that don't even matter, right? The travel that's not that big of a deal, but you definitely do need to be aligned.
That's what Mary said. Hey, Mary said that. Mary
but
said
I'm saying, but I know she probably did. I was going, but I just didn't like her because when Asia was talking about alignment, I hear her talking about
Wow.
I'm thinking about before getting married, and she talking about a boat ride. I'm like, yo, what does that have to?
She was using the boat to prove her point. Like, are you really not gonna date him because he don't like cruises? That's what
It's an
her
example.
point was.
All right, my
That's,
bad,
and,
Mary.
and that's
I
a
can
horrible
apologize
example
when I'm
because
wrong.
no, like I thought I made my point very clear. So minor, I don't major in the minor. So minor things like that, of course, I would still get to know someone. So I thought I made my point very clear. It's again, it's not cookie cutter. It's specific for that person. Alignment can be values. Alignment is values. Not can be. I think alignment should be values. I think alignment should also be ways that you relieve stress. Because again, if I like going to travel, if I like traveling, and I travel 3 times a year, and you hate going out the country, we're just not aligned. Because that's what I do. We're not aligned in that regard. So why even further going down a further path where we're not even aligned in learning other cultures and doing other things and doing other things like that.
They're just saying that that's a minor thing.
Yeah,
So I don't think it's minor. That's not minor. If that is one of my must-haves that I travel, that's not minor to me. And again, that's why I think that I said it is not across everybody. You can't dictate what I think is minor or major. You can't do that.
Right. So hold on, let me go, Mary. Because I apologize to you, Mary, because I was wrong, right? So I threw that out there, but let me go.
Shit like that.
But love, that's the problem, and that's why so many women are single. Y'all are prioritizing things and making things big that shouldn't be.
I don't agree with you on that. And the reason why I don't agree with you on that, because again, if at my age and I travel, you think I'm gonna stop traveling to get a man and keep a man?
See, and that's the thing.
Ridiculous.
Hold on, Mary. Hold on, Mary.
Let them finish the dialogue, and you can go.
Let me have this
conversation, and now it ain't on.
What were you saying, love?
Right, you're not even listening.
I want to get you to be quiet. I want to make sure I understand her. So, love, you were saying that at your age, and if you like to travel, like that's your thing. But what I'm saying is because women, I'm talking about women in general, because y'all have these things that y'all are not willing to bend on and y'all are making a priority is the reason why the majority of women who have things like that will stay single.
And I disagree with you unequivocally. That's ridiculous to me because there's some. Listen, we're having a dialogue or not. There are some things that some women say they must have that I don't care about. I don't care about a man being over 6 foot. I don't care about that. But one of my things is I do want to travel out of the country. And so it doesn't make sense for me to lie to you and to myself and be like, nah, I don't need to travel anymore. I don't want to travel anymore. That's a big mistake in people making relationships because you lie to yourself and the other person, saying you're compromising when you're really, really settling, and it's going to cause resentment down the long run. So be honest with yourself and what your needs are.
But I don't think that you hold on.
Mary, hold on, Mary. I'm not done having my conversation. Give me 2 more minutes, y'all. I was just going for give me 2 more minutes. So I hear what I'm saying, and I think it boils down to what's more important to you. You know what I'm saying? So you prioritizing you wanting to travel, that is going to keep you single. And not just that, but just other things that people hold on to. So the chances of, so here's the thing. The amount of men already with all of these expectations that y'all have continues to dwindle down. A man might not necessarily be against. I'm talking you into. Hold on. I'll let you go, love. I'll let you go, love.
Okay, I'm gonna finish.
All right, so it's already continuing to dwindle, right? So now if you meet a man who comes along and what if he's like, okay, you like to travel? Yeah, I don't mind taking a trip here or there with you, right? I'm not big on it, but we could definitely do 1 or 2 a year. You're gonna walk out on this man who possibly align with you in all of the other ways because he doesn't want you to travel. All I'm saying is the if one of the qualifications for marriage, it needs to be the purpose of the marriage and the alignment in terms of what the marriage is going to accomplish. If that doesn't supersede everything else, the marriage is going to fail, or you won't even make it to that point.
You're putting words on. I never said if he wants to travel only twice a year, that would be a deal breaker for me. I never said that. Never.
No, I was asking. I asked the question. I ain't put that in the question form.
No, you did not.
Oh,
you said you're gonna stay single if you eliminate him because he don't want to travel twice a year. You said that, so I'm disagreeing with you. Also, you keep saying y'all have these laundry lists of must-haves. You don't even know what my must-haves are. I just told you. I know majority of women. We said it on the podcast before that we've heard want 6 feet and over. I don't care about that. That's not a deal breaker for me. So you
That's one of 5'4".
Myself down, or I'm dwindling my chances down. But you don't even know what my qualifications are.
All right, so let me ask you this then: with your current qualifications, how is that working out for you?
Pretty darn good.
Okay. Go ahead, Mary.
Bro, y'all draining as fuck because.
Yeah, that was draining that conversation.
Simply put, what I was telling Love was just because the issue becomes when he wants you to stop traveling, not just because he doesn't enjoy it. Now, if he tries to stop you from it, then okay, I can see why you're not aligned. But if he just doesn't, that's not something that he does, or he's just never been open to it. It's still somebody that deserves an opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you. And I wouldn't not talk to him. For example, this dude, I met him. He had a lot of qualifications. And one of the things he said he doesn't do is, I've never traveled out of the country before. I wouldn't immediately stop talking to him. I would not do that. That's crazy.
Okay, so your alignment doesn't include not traveling then.
That was just an example. Like I hate
no, but where I'm asking you a question. That's not so your alignment doesn't include not traveling.
Would I
or travel? I mean,
yeah. So, but I marry him if he does not like to travel, and this is what we discussed before we even considered even getting engaged. No, there's no point. There's no point.
So okay, so it does matter. So alignment is a part. So traveling is a part of your alignment.
Yes.
If a man say he don't travel, you not going the long run.
Correct. Right. If he says I don't like traveling, I'm not traveling, there's no point in us even going down a path together because I am going to travel and I want to travel with my husband. And if I can't travel with my husband, then what's part of the purpose then? And that's vacation. That's correct. That's what's the point? Because I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to find enjoyment in this relationship because I enjoy traveling. Why go down a pathway? That's just like somebody saying, I don't eat.
We got it. We understand it. So.
Like, well, why am I still getting these? I don't understand why.
No, I just wanted to be very clear because initially you said that wouldn't be a deal breaker, but for all intents and purposes, it's a deal breaker. Huh?
I think we were talking about cruises initially when I said it wasn't a deal breaker. I would still talk to him. Like I would not cut it off.
You don't got time to be just talking.
I have time. I don't know what you're talking.
No, y'all niggas is old as dirt. Y'all don't have no time to be casually dating. No, y'all niggas is out of the realm of casually dating.
Right here.
All my
question.
Y'all should be dating like my gay friends. My gay friends date and get married a month later. That's what the fuck y'all niggas.
Oh, you have gay friends?
Yeah.
Wow.
What? or little.
Pierre was on the podcast just now. He's my friend. He ain't your friend.
I know you're.
Exactly. But yeah, that's how. All I'm saying, y'all need to move like them niggas quick. Y'all only got 15, 20 more years on this earth. You don't got time to be bored.
I got way more than 20 years left. Are you stupid? What?
Mike Brown with the $5 super chat. Are any of you ladies traveling out the country 5 or 6 times a year?
No.
One more. John the Baptist. Can I see this?
Yes, we can see it. John the Baptist to our super chat. Thank you, John. Modern men and women deserve each other, and I agree with you. Just like traditional men and women should be aligned with one another. Sway Producing, $2 super chat. Thank you. Hamp, you never told me how was Simon.
Simon got that money. He got that money up yesterday, Sway. So he did. He boring kind of, and he long winded. He don't know what he's talking about. But
Giggling a lot.
damn. Okay. All right. Fuck Simon. So alignment that matters. Is that a top qualification?
Yes, alignment matters.
Okay.
I wanted to say this, but
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say this real quick. When I hear the word alignment, I think of spiritual alignment. And a lot of the stuff that was being named for alignment is stuff that qualifies as friendship, in my opinion. So does friendship within the relationship matter to y'all? Because like traveling and all that stuff you do.
No.
Somebody.
I think friendship does matter. Spiritual alignment is important as well, Q. Like I named one thing of alignment and we talked about it for 30 minutes. And that's what happens on this show. So don't think
don't qualify the show with some bullshit.
I think there was something that Mary said too that fell in the realm of friendship and not really alignment. So y'all always kind of losing me a little bit.
No, I was speaking in the point. I was giving the example of like alignment of like lifestyle, and that just happened to be the example. But I do agree with you with spiritual alignment. That's extremely.
What you said? I said that's what aligned with friendship.
It was something that you said, an example you used for alignment, but it fell more in my definition of friendship, like something you would do with a friend within the relationship.
Oh, I don't know what you're referencing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was referencing a lot of Asia stuff.
Yeah, that boat some shit. So alignment, financials, sex,
beliefs.
Sex, you gotta align.
Yes, of course.
And I think alignment is I think beliefs fall under that. I think that's what Q kind of trying to say. I think we took 30 minutes discussing something that's slightly frivolous.
But yeah, that's what y'all did. There's any questions about it. I mean, of course, alignment is spiritual. It's sex. It's a lot of different things.
And it's travel to you.
That's I like traveling. That's a part of my likes, and that's what I like to do for vacation. So heck yeah, that's a part of it.
All right, I can't. Y'all niggas don't know what the fuck the qualifications are. That's the problem, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. All right, y'all did a terrible job with that. All right. Should people have to qualify for marriage? I think niggas need to start taking a test.
Yo, listen.
Who the judge though? That's my thing.
Probably me.
Get the fuck.
A couple other people.
I don't even know why somebody married your ass, but that's besides the point.
Wow. Go ahead, Mr. White.
Nah, I am working on a course that I'm currently creating.
Bruh.
I'm basing it off of trust me. It should be everybody needs to take this course, man. Because if you take this course, it will allow y'all, the couple, to see if y'all are ready to be married.
People have to qualify for marriage.
Yes,
God,
I'm telling you, yes, and I'm telling you what the qualification should be. It should be to take my course, and you have to go through the course, man.
Some people do that. Adrian, our officiant did. He had to do a packet.
That's disingenuous by some officiant. His goal is to get you to the altar so he can get paid. His goal is to get you to the altar so he can get paid. That's not it.
You gotta do like pre-marriage counseling if you get married.
Yeah, you gotta pay for the marriage counseling. You gotta pay for this cocksucker to officiate. He wants you to get there, Mary. They're gonna make sure you pass. It's like the math book with the answers in the back. It's not
right,
objective.
but I don't want you to pass.
So then with that, if it's like to your point, if you should have to take a test, people study just for the test. So you can swindle your way in passing.
They take the test on a lie detector then.
People have ways of getting through that.
No, check their shoes.
But what would be asked on the lie detector for marriage?
What should you ask? Are you what are y'all? So another question I have is, let me just run this shit. All right. So another question I have is, would it help marriage if divorce was outlawed for only a few exceptions? So on this test, the question would be, for what reasons do you think it's viable to leave? Because the reasons people are leaving now are bullshit. There's no testicular fortitude in a lot of motherfuckers now. Mary, testicle is balls.
I agree with you here. I agree.
I know what the hell that is. Stop playing with me like
my
I'm
bad.
stupid.
My bad.
I was gonna speak on some of that. I guess kind of, sort of. Like,
Go
I
ahead.
think yes. The answer to the question, yes. Should people have to qualify for marriage? Absolutely, because especially with the way that the laws are with regards to divorce, I think we kind of. It's almost like sometimes when people purchase a car or a house, how they're not really privy to the fine print. I think the same exists for marriage. It's like everybody wants it. They want the wedding. Some people, I think, do want that deep connection, but when it comes to that other side of it, that divorce, agreements that you make, the contract that is that divorce, because you're kind of contracted to the state and not each other when you go through the traditional marriage. So if you decide to divorce, it's probably not going to be as clean as you think it will be. And I think people need to be privy to that, because I think that we would see that divorce rate decrease because it's a shit show. And especially if you have children. Family court does not give a fuck about your family.
Well, the consequences need to be stronger, like Ham said. I mean, at the end of the day, if we want to compare to Eastern countries, if you go and, if you want 5 wives, they all got to live the same type of life. You can't just, have babies here and babies there and stuff like that over in those countries. So if you're going to do that, then you need to implement some consequential laws.
Right, bro. And what I'm speaking about is how, the contract for divorce exists now, though. Like, and all that entails. I don't think a lot of people really are privy to that. I think people know the basics, right? And then there are those people who want to manipulate the system, like the woman who will marry and then not work for a series of years because she understands how alimony works, and she understands how child support works. You always got them fuck people. But I think that we should be more privy to that before taking that oath and making that decision, because it's not just the wedding and what you're doing in front of the preacher. Every state has bullshit written up in a contract for you, and courts make money off of that shit all the time. So I definitely think people should qualify for it, take it a lot more serious. And I think, to Hamp's point about figuring out what would constitute as grounds for leaving somebody, right? I think that should be analyzed more. Maybe like putting people in real life situations, like how you have these camps or these retreats that you can go to, like y'all just in a room and they make some fuck shit happen where like they send a nigga a text message from a bitch or something. See how y'all gonna act, or send some shit to your phone to see how y'all gonna act in a real situation. And if the woman can't even make it through that weekend, or the man can't even make it through that weekend, automatically y'all fail. You're not getting married, because there's so many reasons that people just walk away that are really not that serious. It's really not that deep for marriage.
What's a not deep issue for a person to walk away from a marriage to you?
Oh shit. I mean, there were things that I used to think were deal breakers that I'm looking at differently now. Things like some levels of domestic violence, things like cheating. I used to think all those things were deal breakers, and I'm looking differently.
Let's go piece by piece. You're saying that any form of domestic violence is okay?
No.
So let's clarify, which ones do you think would be okay to stay in?
So, for example, we say that verbal abuse is a type of domestic violence, right? Aggression is a type of domestic violence.
Yeah.
Pushing somebody is a type of domestic violence. So you can walk away from a marriage for something like that, or you can work on improving beyond that point so that y'all don't continue to have that issue. Now, if you're with somebody who's not willing to improve and work on those things, that's a different story. But you're kind of like not going to get the perfect human being.
I'm bringing this. I know we said we wasn't going to do this, Mr. White, but most people that are abusers feel they're not abusers, so they keep abusing you. So it's not like they're sitting there saying, you know what, I'm gonna work on it, and then majority of them start to work on it. Clarify, Mr. White, if I'm correct or not. Okay.
They can't hear you now. They can't.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not seeing where any type of verbal abuse and you saying that, oh, I'll work it out, I'll go get some help. And now if you're talking about your financial abuser where like you're a gambler or something like that, where you're not physically hurting someone else or verbally hurting someone else, then okay, yeah, let's work it out. Let's get you some counseling. But verbal and physical abuse, that's domestic abuse, and there's no excuse for that, and no one should be able to stay in a marriage.
But if you're saying now that financial abuse is okay, isn't that a part of the same vein?
No, it's not, because financial abuse, you can affect your family financially, but they can find some other way to fill the finances, even though you're a gambler. But when somebody's putting their hands on you and calling you a bitch every day you walk in the house or they see you, that's different.
Right, but now you're talking about something completely different than what I said.
I asked you name the level of abuse, and you said verbal.
But let me land now. I know people who have had domestic violence, or what society would deem as domestic violence within their marriages, who have thriving marriages now, who no longer do those things to each other because they work through it. So that's what I'm speaking from. You're talking about the day-to-day constant, you're with a damn near serial killer. That's an extreme.
No, I'm not even going that extreme. I'm saying those situations have after effects. Even if they are successful and they are currently still in their marriage, that is still a mental issue that still lies dormant and could come out at any moment.
But I'm telling you, these people have worked through that. It goes back to that spiritual alignment. You have to be very serious about that. And they have used the tools to work through those things. If we want to talk about people getting married in their late 20s, early 30s, you're going to have those bumps. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to make stupid mistakes.
But abuse is abuse.
But bro, let me land, because you're not even married right now, are you?
I'm actually divorced because
but I am too. So I'm just saying, let me land with these statements. But I'm saying, if you're in your 30s, 40s maybe, and you have got yourself spiritually aligned, and you and your partner or whoever are working through that, I've seen success. I'm not going to name drop, but I know of 2 couples right now that if you heard of their stories, you would have told them both to walk away at that time. Now their marriages are beautiful and they are thriving.
What I'm saying is it's not the majority. Like to say, those are outliers. And yes, I'm not saying it's not possible. What I'm saying is to think about an option where, a law on the books that says you got to stay because your husband is abusing you or your wife is verbally abusing you. I don't know about that.
I'm saying it's a work in progress that y'all work through. But somebody like you will list another 5 reasons that have nothing to do with domestic violence as reasons to sustain walking away.
I made it known. I'm not staying with no cheater. I'll make that known all day, every day. And that's
your second one.
It's minimum. To you, it's minimum. To me, it's not. So at the end of the day, regardless of the sense, anybody that has that issues any type of verbal, physical abuse, I don't care. It's not any reason to stay in a marriage for that.
I got a great question.
Do you plan on being with a nigga? When you get married, do you plan on being with a nigga?
And he better think twice before
you gonna get cheated on.
Raise his hand on me.
Shit like that.
And he gonna already know before you get married that I don't do that
divorce court again. But that's your choice.
He's gonna know from the beginning. I don't do that fuck shit. That's the one thing. You lie, you cheat, we done. You put your hands on me, you might not live. That's just the way it is.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Yo, Mike Brown with the $5 super chat. Love, you speak like you're going to travel so much, but you kind of fall into the basic vacationer, like the most of us. Don't miss your man, lost in theory.
Exactly.
With the $2 in the euro. So euro?
If I don't travel a lot and I always have to go
long-winded
what's the big deal? No, ain't no long-winded question.
God damn. Let me read the super chat.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying I'm trying
to. Let me read the super chat. I'm trying to get to this.
I don't want to.
Simon Hector with the $2 super chat. My judge is my wife. What? Damn. John the Baptist with the $2 super chat. Marriage is done. Word.
I don't think so, John. Man, I got a wedding every weekend from now until August 10th. Like literally.
Yo. Sway producer with the $2 super chat. What is sex alignment? Either you good or you bad at it. Sway, you kind of showing your colors, Playboy. You had sex with a couple ladies.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come
Simon with the $2 super chat. My divorce was clean, but nobody want to hear that. I mean,
No, we really don't. You would be an outlier. Right? It's a boring story, but yeah.
Come on, Asia, read this one.
Thank you, True Impact.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Hey, what was you calling my man?
True Impact is his name.
Impact.
Oh,
Go
because he can't read that AP calculus. Practicing marriage count.
True Impact. Practicing marriage, counseling, talking to pastors and classes is like practicing flying without getting off the ground. Not real at all. A simulation for play, pretenders.
Yeah, I like that. And I'm passive. You can't trust them motherfuckers, man.
Shit like that. Shit like that.
I disagree. I disagree with that though. But
I like what Q was saying though. I think when you're in the mix of being in a marriage, I do feel like what you would tolerate as dating, you may be a little bit more flexible with it when you are married because it is supposed to. You're going in the intent with something being long term. For some people, cheating is the extreme. For me, I wouldn't say cheating. Now, if you bring another child into this marriage, yes, that is an automatic because that's a whole nother level of disrespect. I think what Q was talking about with domestic abuse, if we sit there and we think about it, if you've been speaking about verbal abuse, when we are going at it and people are in the mix of things, you're not always being polite with one another. You're not always using the best words. Sometimes things get nasty verbally. Now, when things are physical and it is violent and there is no recollection or there's no reconciling it, for me, yes, that is a deal breaker. But those would be my two for marriage. And then I think with the financial abuse, I do think about that too. That is, you are putting myself and our family in jeopardy as a whole. You are going to tear this marriage down. And finances are a big reason why people divorce. So I do agree with you on that.
So I got a quick question, yo. So, but is that the issue though, right? Because we have all of these stipulations for why we leave, but if we got away from those stipulations and made it so that you can't leave, then would people second guess leaving, right? So like verbal abuse, you still can't get a divorce, right? Unless the nigga beat you until within an inch of your life. If that's the only reason you could leave, would people then rethink and take the time to really know who they're going to marry before just being able to jump in it because we got all of these outs?
Yeah,
right.
But like I feel like as well, like everybody can speak on, okay, this is a deal breaker until they're with somebody different.
Wait, but answer a question first, Mary. Oh my God. Yeah, all right, yo, I'm telling you, man.
No, but that's saying in regard, and that's what I was getting to, like him in regards to the fact that it's like, all right, it's not that big of a deal, blah 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 blah. What I'm saying is, somebody can say that this is a deal breaker, and depending on who they're with, it really don't be. So somebody could get into something like, oh, I'm gonna leave if this man cheat. He had A+ across the board, but he cheated on you one time. I promise you're staying. You get what I'm saying? So it's like,
I'm not. I promise you I'm not. It's just, I mean,
have you ever been aligned with somebody 90%?
No. What'd you say?
Have you ever been aligned with somebody 90%?
Yeah.
And why are you not with them?
Because I cheated. Like that's just
You're not talking about your marriage, right? You're not talking about your marriage, right?
I'm not. My thing is that's my boundary. That's my bottom line. I mean, that's just it. Everybody has their thing. That's my breaking point because I feel like when you cheat.
No. You was talking. I can't. I got to start moving y'all forward a little bit.
Yes, I'm
y'all
leaving.
talk a lot and for long, and that shit be kind of bullshit. So, Ro, the key is, right, we have these conversations so maybe we can understand things differently. So if the ladies are saying that's not a deal breaker, wouldn't it behoove you to understand why? Or are you so traumatized from being cheated on before you can't hear it anymore?
You on mute, Ro. You on mute.
Yes, I am so traumatized, and that's why I'm not with anybody, because I do believe that going back to the original question, you have to.
Oh no, you won't go back to not a single point. No, fuck that. No,
you have
to no, I can't.
You have to be healed, and that's why I'm not with anybody. And because that is my bottom line right now.
All right, let it land. Good gracious.
So the issue, you or them?
Might be both, because I wasn't able to discern.
That's fair. Good God Almighty. Is the super chat up?
Yes.
Ro, there's different forms of domestic violence. A physical abuser can stop abusing and then abuse in another way, such as financial, hell, even verbal, still abuse. What up, Sinead? What's popping?
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like
yeah,
that.
Man.
Shit like that.
Damn. So, all right. So, what would those few exceptions be? Like, let's say divorce was outlawed. Other than a few exceptions.
I think it should only be if he if he beats you to like within the inch of your life, right? Like it's some death type stuff. If it ain't death, you shouldn't be allowed to leave. And I think if that was the case, people wouldn't just rush and jump into marriage no more. That would eliminate the divorce rate. Short of people who already in it, they would kind of be stuck, right? You stuck with who you stuck with. But then I think people would think twice about entering into a marriage, which that should be the case right now. But since it's not, and there's no consequences, especially for the women for leaving, they're going to keep dipping.
I think the marriage is pretty good.
An inch of life?
I'm sorry, y'all. So,
you know what I mean?
Damn.
So Mr. White,
when
I was trying to break all that down and Ro was getting your confirmation about an abuser, you was nodding and going along with it. Now you're saying abuse is not a deal breaker unless he's beating the Pope out of you and beating you to death?
So what I was agreeing to was the fact that when she was saying most people who are abusers don't know that they are abusers. That's the part that I was agreeing with. So it's seldom that they would change. That was just it.
Real quick though, Adrian,
with
that fact, aren't a lot of the people that are abusers were abused at one point?
Yeah, that's true too. However, if the thing was that even if you're abused, you have to stay. An abuser is an abuser before you're married to them and they start beating you. Right? Like that's the thing. There's signs in all of that. The way that they control themselves, the way that they value people they don't need. You see the signs. Mm-hmm. So that's not an excuse to now be able to leave when you didn't take the time to properly vet the person. So if that is not a reason to allow people to leave, again, the people who are already there, you kind of shot. This is what you're going to have to deal with. But down the road, I think it would improve the longevity of marriage. People will properly vet the people that they marry, and then because it's now more of a commitment that you just can't get out of. It's too easy to get out of. So I think a stipulation is your life has to be in danger, and it has to be like evident.
Okay.
Or so don't do it.
I'm just trying to get you to stand on something. So you're saying,
what do you need me to stand on?
Let me land. So if you're 95%, as Mary would say, align with this person, and there's that one thing that they are an abuser who's not going to change, unlike what I was talking about. They're an abuser who's not going to change. You should stay.
Absolutely. Unless he is beating you and it's life-threatening and it's evident, you should not leave. That's if I can make the rule, right? Yeah, but God don't even say that. So I'm just saying I feel like it will.
I call bullshit.
But if somebody abusing you, you are not 95% aligned.
Yeah,
if beating your ass like that, you're missing a whole lot of other percentage.
Mr. White, I call bullshit, bro, because that is not advice. That is not advice you would give your child. I call bullshit.
What? Who? My kids?
That is not advice you would give your child,
bro. The advice I'm telling my daughters is, whoever you marry with, you stay with them.
Your daughter come home with a shiner. You beating the husband up and she letting a nigga go. Stop. Don't.
Nah, you still got nah.
This nigga in the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm lying. The nigga gonna die, so she good. That's different. but she not divorcing him. He dead.
Nigga, no, he's not, nigga.
Nah, nigga dies, bro.
That young whippersnapper gonna beat the Snoop Dogg shit out you, nigga. Crazy as hell. You, nigga, you gonna be 70, nigga.
I didn't say I'm gonna go fight him. I said I'm gonna kill him.
What you think he'll be doing while you shooting? Standing there?
Yeah, most niggas who beat women is scared. They ain't about to do that with no man.
You got a point.
We know that. He not about to do that.
Yeah, but to your point though, you're not finna. The advice you would give your child would not be if you're being abused, but you're 95% in a line, you gotta stay there. Fuck out of here,
bro. The advice I'm gonna give my daughters is they're not going to pick nobody like that.
Then now your parents
be careful with who you pick, because again, the answer is what would I put? Like, the question was, what would be the stipulation to cause a divorce? So now they know this going in. This is something you're gonna have to be committed to. Don't pick foolishly, because the consequences of it is too great, right? The consequences of my first divorce is crazy on how it impacts my daughters. And now that I'm remarried, it's still crazy on how it's impacting my daughters and that they're working through. So I need to be careful with who I pick early on. And if I instill that in them, like, yo, my expectation for you is when you get married, you are not leaving. So you better say yeah to somebody who's going to take care of you like I am.
But you know what I don't like, though? We want women to live with these consequences until it comes to the women that belong to us. If women gonna suffer the consequences of their choices, your daughters got to, your mom got to, they all have to. So that's unfair. Because if we want to,
it's not because. But I didn't say that because she said I wouldn't tell my daughters to leave. I wouldn't.
You said he's gonna be dead.
Yeah, because I'm gonna kill him. But
so what I'm saying is you enabling. So now, see, here's what happens. If my daddy gonna come save me, my decision making is not as good as if he wasn't.
Very good point, Hemp.
Well, he did double back and say that he would impart on them to make good decisions leading into it. So that means that does count for something.
But if he gonna get a bullet for doing the shit that that doesn't qualify for a divorce, my decision making is still less.
It ain't foolproof. It's 99%. It's a 99% good plan though. I'll take that. It ain't 100%. I'll take 98. I'll take 98%.
So I gotta go back to Mary on abuse, right? So just the word abuse. So if you're 95% aligned and the woman is putting out when she doesn't feel like it and she deems that as sexual abuse, does that still mean they're not 95% aligned, that there's a lot of stuff that's off?
Yes, if there's abuse like you putting your hands on somebody, that means that it's something else that's not aligning.
But that's not what I just said. I said
still aligned,
if they are 95% aligned and she has to put out when she doesn't want to, and she deems that as sexual abuse, like to her, that's sexual abuse. Are they still not aligned because there's so much stuff that's off?
Right. Their sexual compatibility is not aligned, right? So that already takes out some of the 95%. Because if she's not putting out when he wants, that's something else that's under the triggers of not being aligned.
No, the pussy could be good. It could be good. It's just the volume.
But that's what I'm saying. If that's what I'm saying,
she considers that to be sexual abuse.
What?
Right? Because that's how certain types of domestic violence happens, right? Mm-hmm. It's what you consider to be that.
So are you saying she considers sexual abuse?
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to have to do it. So she's not aligned with him, as you said. She's not being agreeable. She's picking and choosing, but she sees that as sexual abuse. Does that mean that they're not aligned?
I'm trying to figure out how that would.
That he's an abuser.
Like, is he still taking it? Is that why she sees it as sexual abuse?
Maybe we have to break down what sexual abuse is, because people can be raped in marriage. People can be raped in marriage.
Yeah.
There are situations where men will have women constantly become pregnant and the woman doesn't want to. I've had patients who have come in and they're sneaking to take birth control because they're like, my husband won't allow this. We have to do this. So there's different realms of sexual abuse.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Is it in her
to break this conversation up into so many different parts? Because I think there needs to be a more in-depth discussion on it to break down each type of quote unquote abuse that we talk about. Because to me, it's not all the same. if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So to me, I feel like abuse in general is triggered by something else, meaning that you and the spouse or whatever are not aligned, or maybe he doesn't know some things about you. Maybe you're not that open with him about things that you've been through, some kind of trauma. So 95 doesn't exist. You get what I'm saying? So it's like when abuse is associated, there can't be 95%. It has to be lower than that.
But the abuse would be the 5%, right?
Right. So the abuse would be the 5%. So if, for instance, for example, if he doesn't, say, men that force themselves on their spouses, right? He's forcing himself on her. She's considering that abuse, but they're not compatible sexually. So that's breaking down that 95%. The abuse comes from him not being pleasured in as often as he'd like, because she just doesn't feel like it. She's too tired or whatever. So that's we down at however percent. We at 85 right now. You get a, so it can't be that high and include abuse.
You get what she's saying, Q?
Kinda, and then not so much. But
so the way I interpreted it was, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mary, but it's kind of like, okay, the sexual incompatibility is one that takes away from the alignment, and then because of the sexual incompatibility, it leads to the abuse, which then therefore takes more out of the alignment. So it can't be, what I'm saying? So the percentages change drastically.
It exists, it'd be lower than that.
Right. So there's more layers.
Shanae with the $5 super chat. Love you, bro. But you're gonna be rotating dudes often because these dudes cheat. Unfortunately, it's in there.
That's a shitty mentality to have, though.
She ain't lying. Omega Green with the $5 super chat. Question to the ladies on the panel: what do you bring or add to a man's life that's deserving monogamy? Why should a man only have access to you?
I'm bringing me, nigga.
Don't all answer at once.
Nigga. I'm bringing me, nigga, and I'm gonna add to you, nigga. That's why.
You don't got enough pussy for that.
I'm bringing me, nigga. I'm adding to you, nigga, and that's why you should.
The problem with y'all, y'all say dumb shit like I'm bringing me. He asked you that. He said, "What are you bringing?"
I'm bringing support. I'm bringing making sure that
put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Yes.
So what I was gonna say is this. So now in that same scenario where the woman is feeling like she's sexually abused or sexually abused, let's take that out, right? Let's say the man is not forcing himself on her, but now he has two side pieces. Is that still a 90? That still qualify as a good alignment, Mary?
I feel like it can, because of the reasons why men cheat. So if we're talking about men cheating, a lot of times it doesn't have anything to do with us. It's not triggered by us.
Mary, she asked you a question.
That's what I said. I answered.
Can you ask her again?
In that same scenario, we're talking about them being 95% aligned. Now he's not sexually abusing her. He's not forcing himself on her. He's just going out and finding two other side pieces. Are they still aligned?
If he's made it relevant that it's not her, and he's cheated on her, and I'm not saying a habitual cheater. I'm talking about somebody that just cheated. If you're talking about habitual cheater, that's something different. Are we talking
habitual cheater?
He got two side chicks.
That sound habitual as fuck to me.
Yeah. Are they still aligned, Mary?
No, they're not aligned. When I was speaking to Ro, I was speaking in regards to one and done. Because in reference to Q being like, people change, things like that, whatever the case may be, are you going to leave the first time somebody cheat on you? That's what I was speaking in regards to the one and done. Now, in regards to two side pieces, you live three different lives and all that shit. That's, again, you're not 95% aligned.
Well, he respecting her though, right? Because he's not forcing himself on her. They get along with everything else. They traveling.
A win for me. That's a win for me already.
But he not disrespecting her.
But that's dependent on, like you said, the girl's mentality of it is different. If her mentality of it is different and their mentality of him cheating is not aligned, then then they wouldn't be the 95%. But there's a lot of women that are aware that their men are cheating because they're not fulfilling them, and they're okay with that. So you know what? They're still aligned 95% because she's aware and she's accepting.
So she got to accept it for them to be aligned.
Yeah, yes, because that means they agree. Ain't that what it means? They agree.
So, Ro, you would accept it?
I didn't say that. I'm not. That ain't my life.
Okay.
But if there is a woman that likes that and she agrees with it, then yeah, that means they're
Ro
aligned.
not accepting shit.
So throw the whole
Love
nigga away.
thing. No, none of that shit.
That's crazy. Throw the whole nigga
I
away.
ain't never shared. Ain't that right, cousin?
There's so many more women that are aware and accepting than people like to believe. There's so many more women, and that's within married couples. People that are married, there's so many more of them.
You know, Mary made a good point earlier. Niggas be talking that shit till them bullets start flying is the point. You know, they say ain't no atheist in the foxhole. So you be surprised what you deal with when you got the right person that maybe made a mistake of that magnitude.
We had
so what
last week, and I agree. I think a lot more women off more often than not privately.
Yeah.
Privately.
I think most women.
Yeah, we had a discussion last week about this on POV. So yeah, anybody leaving a good man because he cheated? I might cheat too. So like, and y'all better not leave me either. And you better not leave me.
You definitely getting left.
You better not. And why would you? And why would the
Ain't no man staying with no woman that submitted to another man in that way. You crazy as hell.
So that's not a part of the outlaw of divorce.
Somebody conquered your woman. That's crazy.
I'm asking a question, please, for the men. Is that a part of the outlaw divorce then? If
No.
your wife,
Let me answer.
I didn't finish asking the question, Ham.
I know what you're gonna say. Y'all been dragging this shit. So if a woman cheats, that's instant grounds for divorce. Everybody know that.
But
Everybody.
not a man, right? But not a man. I'm asking.
No.
I'm really asking.
Because no, not a man. It's just not the same.
So the law would be written. I'm asking because we talking about laws being written for the past hour.
Yeah.
The law would be written saying, if your wife cheats, that is
No. The law would say adultery. Adultery is what the law would say.
Okay. Adultery committed by your wife is perfect grounds for divorce only.
Yeah, you don't have to go through no counseling or nothing.
Fine. Adultery committed by the husband is not grounds for divorce by the wife.
You have to go to the boot camp that Q said go to and understand if it's actually a deal breaker.
Y'all ain't got to go to boot camp. I mean, I'm really trying to figure out, like, did this make sense to y'all for real? Like, this makes sense to men?
Yes, giving dick and taking dick are two totally different things.
What if you just sucked it?
Out of here, man.
What if you just touched it? What if you just give him a hand job? I mean, what? Like, come on, let's be real.
I said a couple podcasts ago. I said being faithful and being loyal are two different things.
To men. That's the caveat to that statement you just made, Mary.
I'm saying just men and women in general.
A woman that's unfaithful is instantly unloyal.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said that. I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I said they're two different things.
And I think the same way about that cheater.
You don't know no better, bro. Hopefully you learn it.
I do know better. I'm gonna do the same thing y'all do.
Q, keep talking to her a little bit at a time. She'll get it.
These niggas is hard headed.
So you only have, so the men only have one out for divorce, right? I'm asking. The men only have one out. Have one out for
that would be the out for a man.
Okay, and then the women have zero outs. I'm asking. Is that what the consensus is against for the men?
No.
That's not what
I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you. Abuse within an inch of your life, almost half dead. That's your only way you getting out this divorce legally.
I guess, yeah. And no, the adultery thing. If we were using adultery as most people understand it, they would have to go to counseling for the women. Because you guys already admitted it's not a standard deal breaker. You guys already said it out your mouths.
And it shouldn't.
That's why it would take some sessions to understand, and you got to go on that island and make sure you don't get your torch put out.
No, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, it's just crazy how if we were to cheat, women were to cheat, then there's no boot camp or counseling or it's
men are like
automatic.
that in real life. Men are like that in real life. If they find out we cheated, They definitely are not going to look at us the same. They definitely are going to go and have an excuse to cheat.
But bro, when men cheat, typically there's no emotion attached to it. When women cheat, that's they lick back.
Or we just want something different. We like new stuff.
They
So
feel
I
like
heard.
emotions. Men feel like emotions are attached to women cheating, which is why they feel like it fucked their loyalty. Because they know or feel like most women, have sex with emotion or cheat with emotion.
Simon with the $2 super chat. Real black men don't cheat.
That's cap.
Simon Black. John the Baptist with the $2 super chat. Roe brings permissiveness.
Stop the cap.
Come on, John. All right, so those are the two for sure. I mean, I get adultery, but there's qualification to adultery for women. Let me get a couple more super chats real quick. Mike Brown with the $2 super chat. Can I see it? Mike Brown with $2 super chat. Love, stop saying hand job. She old, man. She grew up in an era where porn had music in it.
What do you call it?
Meg Green with the $10 super chat. What's popping? I think a large portion of trauma, quote unquote, women feel about cheating is due to the fact that it deflates their overinflated view of themselves, especially if she's basic. Damn. Hey, I like that one. Damn, man.
Wouldn't we say that about the men though? That's for the men though, right? That's more so for men.
No, he talking about women.
I know, but I can read. I'm just saying, wouldn't that apply to men just as easy? Because oh my god, I can't even get a question out.
I said I answered it. No. Mary already explained it.
Okay, I heard Mary said. Because men have an overinflated view of themselves. How dare she cheat on me? But maybe you're just basic in the bed. I'm just trying.
No, that's not what it is.
Always.
Q and Mary explained it.
It's not the same. Like love. If your nigga cheated on you, it's because he gotta have mad box. He's a nigga. That's in his nature.
I hear that.
If
I
you
agree
cheated on him, if you cheated on him, it's because you trying to get a lick back. Your feelings are hurt. You're falling out of love and falling for somebody else. There's some emotional attachment.
There's some type of connection. Yeah, it's about a connection. That's it.
No.
Whereas he can leave that box. He can leave that box and come home and be laying next to you and playing with the kids. Good. But when you standing at the sink cleaning them dishes, your coochie start throbbing because you think about that nigga. It's different. It's different cheating.
I literally hear what Mary are saying. I literally hear. I'm not hard of hearing. I understand what you're saying, but don't get it twisted. I think maybe Mary even said it one time. How women, we want to have sex. Like we like dingling. We like dick. We do. Or
if that was the case, you would have a whole lot more bodies than the two that you claim to have, love. I'm just saying, it's just the facts. You would just have more bodies.
A higher standard. You're right.
But that's the point. You hold yourself to a higher standard. Niggas don't. And niggas don't. And that's the point.
No.
Why should we hold you all at a higher standard?
You're a girl.
You don't hold yourself at a higher standard.
Because you're a girl. Simple as that.
But that's a lot of what that is. What y'all are saying right now, a lot of when women cheat, that's that tit for tat. That's that lick back.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with your nature. Like that's naturally just who you are.
Didn't one of the dudes over here sit there and say women's nature is to be a whore, and Mary agreed to it? That's why they tell your daughters don't be whores.
Who the fuck agree with little cupcake zone?
Mary did. She agreed.
Either way goes, men or women, being cheated on is hurtful. Period.
No. Listen.
You got baby brain.
Weeks ago, run the tape back. Little Cupcake Zone said, "Yeah, it's more prevalent or more natural for women to be a whore." Mary said, "I agree with that." Why you tell your daughter?
Y'all didn't let him finish. I remember what he said.
No, what I was saying was it's more in us to treat our daughters not to be whores versus
son to be gay.
Yeah, versus trying to be gay.
Yeah.
So I didn't say it's supposed to happen like that. It's just naturally we're gonna treat our daughters like this.
That's what Mary's saying. What Little Cupcake Zone was saying is uninhibited women are gonna be inclined to become whores. That's why women need guidance and they
And
need structure.
That's not what he said, but okay.
That's that what he
But
said.
that's what he was saying. He was saying women that are not
He
taught.
said by nature. He said
But
by
y'all
nature.
destroyed him, so y'all didn't even get him a
Because
chance to
what he-
talk.
By nature, though. He literally said women by nature, but whatever.
Y'all hated that nigga, man.
No, we did.
Kevin 39, huh? Y'all treated him poorly. Kevin 3905 with a $5 super chat. Traditional women, Proverbs 31 again. Their husbands had multiple wives. Women never were allowed to have multiple husbands. Still want to be traditional? All right. Interesting. I see you ain't been on in a while. Said once the claps start, just hush for a second. Interesting. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. All right. Let me ask this question. I don't care how late it is. This is important. And Mary wide awake, so we doing good. You got to keep it real. Should divorcees be afforded a second shot at marriage? I put second, but we can quantify the number. Should divorcees be afforded a second shot at marriage?
Can you explain? What did you talking about? You gotta qualify.
I said second, like 2. I'm just saying, is it 3? I just put.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's all dependent on the reason why they were divorced, and I think we outlined what some of the reasons were in the last segment. So if those outlawed or those the reasons why you can divorce within the outlawed thing, then I would say yes.
So you're saying if his wife cheated on him, he should get a second shot?
Absolutely. Or like to Mr. White's point, if they're getting the brakes beat off of them and then she got to slide, she deserves a second chance.
I think on average, though, let's take those extreme situations out of it. I think on average, if you are the the defendant, absolutely. If you're the plaintiff, you got to go to fucking marriage boot camp.
Oh, I see. So if you initiated it, you might be out of luck. But if you got divorced on, is that how you say?
You got divorced. You get
I think so though too. I mean, you gotta look at it like this too. A lot of niggas don't know what they don't know and ain't willing to change. You know what I'm saying? So when he or she ain't doing what they supposed to be doing, and nigga done told you 47 times and you still ain't doing, he supposed to just ride that wave. And just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, can you explain? I know what you're saying.
You tell your husband, baby, I need XYZ, and you've been repeatedly telling them about XYZ. I don't know what XYZ are because we just threw away the strenuous outlines, but you repeatedly, you going through it. I need this, and he ain't giving it to you. Like some people just don't change. Like, is that not grounds for divorce? Or are you supposed to just ride that wave and continue being miserable because you're not getting what you need?
For divorce? Because you talking about miserable, then you get into that happy shit. Then you start sounding weird because that's not what that's all about.
So here's a framework for what Chief's saying. Let's just use like a scenario. So she not giving him no pussy because we know that happens. He go get a side joint. He gets smoked because it's raw, and she go to divorce him.
That's not what Chief said.
No, that's not what he said.
That's not what Chief said at all.
Well, I mean, it's similar grounds. If he asking for the box and he ain't getting it repeatedly, and he dip off and get it.
No, that's not what you said. That's not what you said.
No, I just put it in a scenario.
I think your scenario is like reversing what I'm saying, though. So go ahead.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, right. So Chief is saying, for example, if I'm telling my husband repeatedly, I need you to take me out on a date. Date me. I don't feel loved. And I say it for years. And then he's never going to change. Chief is saying, wasn't that grounds for a divorce? Because Asia's miserable. Isn't that good grounds for a divorce? That's what Chief was saying. And Q was saying, no, that's that happy stuff that we don't do.
I understand your example there, love, but I just feel like that. I mean, granted, it is something you've been repeatedly said, but that seems like very simple for a nigga to adjust to. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something a little bit.
So what you said out your mouth was, but he's refusing to.
Right. No. And if he's refusing to meet your basic needs, like, and you've repeatedly told him, I think that's grounds for divorce, B.
Okay, so add that to the law, Hamp. Women can divorce their husbands if
y'all can't. Chief ain't right. He just cheats. No. So you never let a woman make that type of decision off her emotions. Not no nigga who almost bleed out every 28 days. You out your fucking mind. No way.
I feel like if you're the
So
reason
to answer the question,
divorce, no, you don't deserve a second chance at getting divorced. I mean, getting a marriage. If you're the reason why.
If you're the reason why the divorce happened, you saying?
Yes. Like
So-
if you cheated on me 700 million times and I decide I'm going to divorce you and we're getting divorced because you cheated 700 million times, no, you shouldn't be able to get married again.
Okay, so you fell out of love and didn't want to give your man the box no more. Does it not go? Is there like 6 and 1 half dozen, whatever? How the shit goes? Like he cheated because you wouldn't give him the box, so now you just as guilty as he is in a divorce plate. No,
I guess
I'm just throwing it out there.
I guess we both not getting remarried then.
Yes, I'm saying so. Two lonely niggas. I might as well stay together.
Go ahead, Alex. Let me get Alex in. What up, Alex?
to answer the specific question that's scrolling across the screen, I do think that divorces should be afforded a second chance. I think after 2 times, you should be able to get married again after that.
After
you
what?
Going for yes, you going for a 3rd and 4th marriage. I feel like you're playing around with the institution of marriage, and you don't deserve to be married. Y'all can be a long term, whatever it is, but no, as the core, I would not grant that.
Alex, but the failure rate of the second one is like 70%.
So then, if that one ends, and then you go for the 3rd one, then what?
No, what I'm saying is, it's 70%, my nigga.
3rd one got to be 90%.
That's what I'm saying. 70% is that's crazy.
So then, at that point, send them both to marriage
They
qualifications.
said they're going to accuse marriage boot camp, and she got to make the decision.
John Baptist said, "Hell no, you should not be afforded a second chance." I don't know. I'm still on the fence with this.
I think you should. I like what you said. I think that the plaintiff should not be as easily be able to get a divorce. The defendant, you had no say so really. Like you got you got divorced on. So why am I getting stunted? I didn't want to get divorced. I wanted to stay married. So let me get married.
Well,
so the plaintiff, if they're abused, they can't get married again.
We already talked about this already. You have the out if you got abused already. We already talked about that
So
already.
you take out like a woman cheating or
Yeah,
like
we talked
her
about
getting
that.
her ass beat.
Yeah, don't ignore that. But that's already been that's ground. You're allowed. So outside of that, if you are the plaintiff, you shouldn't. Like you got to go through a strenuous boot camp, counseling, whatever. But if you're the defendant, it's not. You didn't want it, so yeah, you should be allowed to marry again with no issue.
With today's standards, I don't think it should matter at all, though, because today you can just up and go.
Say it again.
So go ahead, say
it again.
I said with today's standards, it shouldn't really matter because like now anybody can just go and stop and go and stop. It should be reevaluated how and what's going on within the situations. But overall, because people can just leave and there's no actual rhyme or reason behind it, sometimes overall, or there's no consequences and people are just leaving, then of course.
I don't hear you saying. You're on mute. I can't hear anything you're saying.
Go ahead, say.
No, I said because there are no consequences to people getting divorces and things of that nature nowadays. Everybody's just getting divorces. We can't just sit here and say that because somebody got divorced, they shouldn't get married again because we don't know what the standard is or what happened to make them get divorced.
That's the problem. People are doing it willy-nilly. They're not taking it seriously.
Right.
That's our problem.
Right.
They shouldn't be allowed just to be okay. I'm
I
ready.
get it.
Let's play. Let's do some more play.
But I get it. But yeah, so somebody like Ro, who for whatever reason she shouldn't get married again.
No, I think people are making bad decisions. Said you have to have a consequence for said bad decisions.
Right. No, I get that. I understand that. But again, if Ro felt that that wasn't the situation that she wanted to be in, and she meets somebody who she's in love with, she should be entitled to marry that person.
No,
go to boot camp.
no, hold on, love. Let me cook this up a little bit. Love is too fleeting for you to hang your hat on that. She gets sprung because a nigga blow her back out. I love this nigga. He ain't gonna cheat because he told me he ain't. No. She should not be able to just get married.
Well, but within the question, it's just that. It's no standards. There is no caveats. There is nothing else. All right. So now you're adding caveats. You're moving the goalposts and things of that nature.
I ain't moving shit.
I'm going. Listen, I'm going off. It says, should divorcees be afforded a second shot? Yes.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank.
You said love though. That's the point I was attacking.
Well, no, I said Ro.
Yeah, Ro fall in love with somebody like that matters.
Man, listen, if that's what it takes for her, that's what it takes for her. But again, she's divorced. If she wants to get married again, she should be entitled to get married again.
Would you all
Right.
take them serious if they were divorced twice?
Alex
already?
always trying to fucking save somebody on the hot seat every fucking time, bro.
I'm not saving it on the hot seat, but I feel like
Alex, go ahead.
Would
Go ahead.
y'all on here date someone who had already been divorced twice? Would you take them
Hell
serious?
no. Hell no.
Okay, so that's back to my question. I don't think they should be allowed to get married again.
Every situation is different, so I don't agree with that.
Bruh.
You too open-minded. What, you a hippie or something?
Yeah, I am. At times, I can be.
Jesus Christ.
Put him in the fucking.
That's dangerous, Seth.
Yeah, because it's not like it's multiple relationships, like dating and shit like that. That's marriage is a huge
marriage.
Yeah.
By the qualifications, you chose not to take it serious.
and neither of them worked out. What the fuck you learned from the first one?
Right, you the problem.
Damn. Omega Greenhorn, I gotta read this super chat right here. I was kind of thinking this, but I didn't. It wasn't articulating in my head. He says, Omega Green with the $5 super chat. Can I see it yet?
Yes, we can see it.
There's no. Go ahead. I got it. There's no difference between divorced women and single mothers. The man will, in both circumstances, suffer comparably with no benefit to himself. Ooh-wee. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Okay? Can you explain it to me then? Because you hyping him up, gassing him like he really said something profound. Can you put it back up there? Because I'm not.
There's no benefit to her coming off a woman that got divorced with all that trauma from some other man.
How do you know
and
it's
taking
trauma?
care of another? Did you not understand it?
How do you? So you're implying?
Did you not understand it? Why did you jump in? I was trying to explain it.
Because I'm trying to break it up. So I'm trying to pause you so I can sit there and break it up with you and explain different parts I didn't understand. That's all. You drinking a brown liquor tonight? You got that brown in your cup?
Ask your daddy if he got brown in his cup.
He does. He drinks. Actually.
Yeah. So coming from another man, her being under that man's covering, and that trauma coming from another man, the same thing as taking care of another man's child. The benefits don't outweigh the cost.
So can I ask a question now, or are you still talking?
I'm done, nigga.
Okay. So you men on the panel, I ain't talking to him right now. I'm talking to the men on the panel on the bottom with me.
Wow.
You all believe dating a woman that's been divorced or has a child before she met you, you wouldn't even consider her?
For what?
Marriage.
I think the divorce is would weigh on me more than a child.
Interesting.
You gotta ask a lot of questions. Women been divorced, you gotta ask a lot of questions.
All right, so like with my wife, she falls in both categories, but she's definitely an exception to the rule, right? And I say that, I'm saying that to just highlight the fact that this is not the case for the majority. And I'm basing that off of the couples that I work with women who were divorced and the issues that they're having now in their current marriages, which keep my schedule pretty filled. Also with other people who are divorced and the way that they do niggas because they're not over, I ain't gonna say me, but over their first husbands. It's a lot of stuff that comes with it. And so I lucked up, so it's not something that I would just recommend a man do, because the chances of a woman coming out of a divorce being fully healed and the man not dealing with her healing process is so much easier to take a woman who hasn't gone through that.
So real quick, because I know they're gonna try to cut me off. Real quick, Adrian. they're going to you for counseling and therapy. So you trying to tell me after they've gone through their journey of ensuring that they get those traumas healed, they're still not worthy?
No, so what I'm telling you is they're coming to me together with the new man already. So the man probably shouldn't have did it until she got healed. You see what I'm saying? So a man shouldn't do it unless she's there. And the chance, but hold on. But a lot of times the woman doesn't know she's not healed until she gets with a man. You know how they say it's levels to it, right? So a lot of times women think they're good, but that's only because they're by themselves. They haven't been with another man to where now they're getting triggered. Now they're seeing those reminders. Now their heart is about to be back open. That doesn't happen until you try to build with a man. And that new man that you're building with, he's the one who has to deal with all of that and figure out how to navigate all of that stuff.
And the study, the science.
So again, you're answering my question, but you're trying not to. So the woman goes to counseling. Fine, she had a rebound. Her and her rebound are going to you. They're not married. They're just doing premarital or just counseling. They're not married. She realizes like, oh crap, I'm not fully okay yet. So they break up. She continues to go with you through counseling, and she becomes like your wife, perfect and not having any more trauma or anything. Is she still not worthy? She is divorced still and still has a kid. So no,
it's still better to go with someone who hasn't gone through that. It's still better to not choose her, right? And so, and let me take this back, because even though I'm talking about my wife, I'm still dealing with some things that from my wife's previous marriage as well too. It's just she's so good in the other stuff. It's not that big of a deal, but it's still a lot that comes with that when I do things that bring up areas that she thought she was healed from. And she wasn't. That stuff is layered. It doesn't get exposed until you love somebody else and you start peeling that stuff back and you give your heart to someone fully again. So it's best to not do it.
But you did and you're happy. But you did and you're happy. So how dare you sit there and say it's best that you don't do it? Like that, I don't understand.
They're 95% aligned.
The science. Does the science
Q hit it right on the head. In terms of our marriage and how it works and how, I value her opinion, but she's not going to challenge me. She's the traditional woman. I'm the traditional man. All of that other stuff is not worth me walking away from. But if she was I'm traveling no matter what, mister, it wouldn't have been no point at all.
Yeah, we're not in line. You and I are in line. We ain't got to talk about that no more. The point is that I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Hamp, because you keep on trying. I'm just trying to have this conversation, but tonight is not a podcast for conversation. I'm trying to get to the root of something. Because Omega Green.
This is what I hate. I hate that you do that. Stop trying to qualify shit based on these little like pockets of stuff. I didn't even say nothing, so chill out. But Mr. White answered it very intelligently. But the truth is, it's less safe to marry a woman who's been divorced. Chief,
yes.
How do you get better at football? What do you have to do? Football is the one sport that you got to actually do what to get better?
You got to practice.
You got to play it.
And play it, definitely.
So now, this chick done been in divorce court. Nigga, she gonna Steph Curry you the next time that 70% come to fruition.
Right.
But also she might have learned from her first marriage.
Hold on, Seth. You can pander in a second. Now,
no, it ain't no panda. That's so I see, but you got.
I thought I was on mute. Hold on.
No. Now, no. You know me though. Me and my situation is different.
But look though, 70% though. Who is taking that bet? You gonna horse race on the horse that's got a 30% chance of winning? That don't even make no sense.
Hey, Adrian, does the science still say that it takes people like divorcees half the time or double the time they were married to actually become fully healed? Is that still a thing? Because that was once a thing. Where
no,
I don't. Whatever.
I don't know. I wouldn't put a time limit on it. It's really just about like exposure and what you are willing to do. But I'm learning there's so many different levels to it, and I think just that alone is reason why the percentage is so high, because people think they're here and then you get with somebody and then the onion continues to be pulled back. And then because of the lack of alignment and the reason why people go ahead and rejoin, right, trying to fill these voids, I think it's just the onion is so big. It's so big to where, like Hamp was saying, don't even take the 30% bet.
Let me read these couple super chats and get set in. So you can finish his point. Mike Brown with the $5 super chat. Alex, would you marry again knowing that the second marriage is in 70% of the time?
No.
Yeah, Alex ain't taking that gamble. John the Baptist with the $5 super chat. What I learned tonight is modern day relations have no standards and make it up on the fly. Good gracious, that's what you got out of this so far? Shout out to Roz Girl, one of the best moderators on YouTube. TMBR in the panel. We appreciate you. Go ahead, Seb.
Well, as I was saying, me being the only person on the panel that has been married more than once.
I'm married twice.
Well, okay, you've been married twice too, my bad. But to say that somebody that gets divorced doesn't deserve a certain chance without understanding the dynamics of why somebody may get divorced. You know what I'm saying? So it can be a variety of different reasons that push, whether it might be something that the one spouse wanted and I didn't, or it might be something that I wanted and she didn't. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of what the situation is, there has to be some type of quantification of what's going on within those situations.
So said, you've been married. You was married before?
Yeah.
And so you married for the second time.
Okay.
So
are you divorced twice?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, you divorced twice?
Yes.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
That's literally proving the point, though.
When I made earlier.
No, because let's just say with me, the first one, we were young, and it's not something that I want.
No.
I mean, it counts, but again, if you're within a situation and one person's trying to work at the situation, the other isn't, then what?
How old were you?
20s.
20s? Like what? After college?
Like 20. Yeah, after college.
That's not a valid excuse. You mature enough to get it right.
Okay, but if you're mature enough to get it right and the other person isn't, then what?
Well, you know what they say: if your aunt had a dick, she'd be an uncle.
Okay, this is true. But again, it takes two people within the marriage, regardless of what. If one person is trying to work and one person is trying to get it together and the other person isn't, if one person is trying to do counseling and the other person isn't, no matter what the dynamic is, if I'm trying to work at it and bring it together and the other party isn't, there's nothing that I can do personally to make it work if the other person doesn't want it to work.
I'm gonna tell you though, I hear you. That sounds good. But when you said Ro was in love and found a person, I found the problem.
Okay.
Because you ranking love too high for these relationships. Love ain't shit.
I love love.
Because love converts to hate pretty quickly.
Very quickly. That thin line, baby.
It's like a motherfucker. You seen the light-skinned girl was wilding on Martin even though it was his fault.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it turns to hate very quickly. Love, did you get your question answered?
Ooh, I forgot what my question was. I probably did. It's cool.
Y'all terrible. Can y'all see this? Shanae Fulton with the $5 super chat. Adrian, I actually agree. How many exclamation points is that? That's true. You think you're healed until situations arise. Get my book.
Come on here, Miss May.
I'm in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
Damn, man.
I need you to give me a little bit of grace. I was on till 1 a.m. This morning, so give me a little bit of grace tonight, please. Thank you.
Wait, yesterday? Oh yeah, I'm an hour behind y'all, so it's only 10:30. Interesting. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. I don't know, man. I don't know if we doing good, bad, if we gaining insight or what. Mary, should marriage licenses have an expiration date?
Yes. Oh, I'm not going to say an expiration date, but a renewal time
That's
period.
what I mean. Like, it expires, you got to renew it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So how How does it work, Chief? How does it work, Mary? So like this, like boom, after 7 years, you like, yo, my nigga, it's been cool, but
So it should be that. It should be right before the financial responsibility kicks in after like people that get, alimony, shit like that. Right before that stuff start to, depending on what state you're in, after a certain amount of time, you can get alimony or spousal support, whatever the case may be. So right before that happens, I feel like, yes, there should be an option to be like, okay, like,
yeah. And so should you be able to bow out, Chief, with no strings attached?
I mean, niggas do quarterly reviews in every business, B. Quarterly reviews. 4 years, B. Give it 4 years and then revisit the conversation. Where we at? This ain't working for us? All right, we good. You go left, I go right. We good. I think if a kid is involved, you got to add 2 more on for the sake of the baby.
7 years. So Q, that's a good point. How do you split up the assets?
What do you mean?
Sell it. Huh? Like let's say you got a house, you got 2 kids, you got 2 cars. They all bought during the marriage.
What are you asking? Like split them up?
So like let's say at the 5-year mark, we ain't extending this another 5 years, right?
Oh,
what
no,
happens?
My answer to the question is fuck no. So I can't answer that. Like I think y'all ushering people right into divorce court.
Exactly.
Well, it wouldn't be a divorce. It would be non-renewal.
Nah, but it's still embracing that concept though. The fuck is we renewing?
But I believe it should only be once. It should only be able to happen once. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go ahead and renew after them 5 years, then shit, there's no more renewal.
Like, nah, I'm not divorced. I was non-renewed.
I ain't recertified.
Right.
I'm lapsed.
No.
That shit right in line fucking applying for food stamps and weekends.
Do you think it becomes a slippery slope though? Because if we get to a point, Q, we like, yo, we've been rocking for 4 years now. All of a sudden, we done. Like, if one agree and one don't, is that constitute for divorce? Like, does it have to be a mutual thing at the 4 year?
It gotta be mutual. It gotta be mutual. I think.
Yeah. There's a lot of little stipulations like counseling and all that. Like really
irreconcilable differences.
To anything, though, man. Irreconcilable differences.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
She ain't cut her toenails. I hated that shit.
So cute. Why? Go ahead, Alex.
Sorry. So when it comes to assets, to your point that you were making, do you think there should be a marker like a couple isn't allowed to purchase a home together or assets together unless they've invested this many years together to kind of help eliminate, should they get into divorce, all of the foolery that goes along with it?
What, like, should there be a stipulation on when you buy shit together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now that I look at it like that, from that perspective, Alex, it almost feels like you fucking planning for the divorse in the beginning with the clause. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is not a good look. So I take all that shit I said back.
Can't have no expiration date.
Yeah, because it just sounds, because you would be planning for the divorce. You know what I'm saying? So when we get to this point, I know that my shit coming with me, your shit going with you. So I can, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Because initially, renew it. But now I'm like, nah.
But the reason why it's so valid is because they ended anyway. So the divorce rate is so high anyway. Is there a better way to assess the situation? Is the point?
I feel like it would be less trauma associated with it.
You chew first, Mary. Right.
One of them days, baby.
Words of him, Mary. This is a production.
Yeah, man. You got one job. Damn.
I'm trying to stay up. Hemp. We a half hour, 35 minutes at this point over time. Okay.
Nobody told you to get pregnant. Q.
Obey husband. And we supposed to abide by our husbands and shit.
Touche. So Q, you said hell nah. Said hell nah. Why not, Q?
Hell no.
To renew it?
Yeah, like having an expiration date, period.
Yeah, you basically, that's your divorce date. You know how many niggas gonna be in line to get divorced? Like,
Niggas
I'm dying for this date, yo. I can't wait. All them arguments gonna be like, wait till March 1st. wait, nigga, like that. No, who doing that?
Damn.
I think that would lessen the fight that we had to stay together. I think that Expiration Day, like, it's about to end in 2 years anyway, so I'm good. That would cause complacency. That would cause indifference. I don't
But a
agree
lot of
with
people
it.
ain't fighting anyway, though.
Right. Some people are, though. I mean,
You know,
but-
some ain't
we
an
don't
answer.
say some. Yeah, we don't even say some on this show.
Yeah,
But,
so
but what I'm saying is, those that are married, I don't like. I forgot who just said it, but I was thinking it before they even said it. Is that you're preparing for the end, like that you're looking towards the end, like you have this date in mind, you know, January 5th, 2025, you get renewal. You have that date in the forefront of your mind, and instead of focusing on it working, you being with that person, you have that date in mind. And I just think that it's like a what's the word?
inevitable, or
It's more like it's a predisposition to end. You have a predisposition to end this marriage because you had that date in mind. And the renewal, I don't like renewal. I want to be with Sheila down the street anyway. So let's see if her renewal around the same time as mine. I don't know. I don't agree with it. I think that we should keep it the way it is and make divorces a lot more stringent. Would be the resolution.
At the same time, though, when you think about it, when you think about the pressure of it. So, for instance, if a woman knows that, okay, like this date is coming up, and I don't think I really want to lose this man. He has the option to leave on this date. Like, am I going to fix this shit now? Because this date is coming up and I don't want to lose him. Or even vice versa. It's like, this date is coming up. I don't want to lose her. Like, let me get my shit together because this is who I really want to be with. So a lot of times that can put people in the mindset of, you know, the same
to be a catalyst to do better, right?
Right, to be able to do better and to make better decisions, because it's like, damn, this date coming up, we're so close, like shit, they might not want to remarry me, like let me get this shit right.
But
it's like those dating shows too, you know, those dating shows where they not dating shows, where they're marriage shows, and they say, yeah, thank you, that's what it is, married at first sight, and they have 8 weeks or 10 weeks to sit there and say, we're going to stay married or get the divorce. More often than not, on that show, they stay married past that date, but then they end it 3 months because they were rushing. They felt rushed to make a decision because they knew that date was coming. And they didn't want to, like you said, they didn't want to lose them, but they weren't really doing the real work. So I don't think a date would eliminate the divorce rate or mitigate
if they was smoking y'all pockets and getting taken half of y'all shit like it do ours, divorce rates would drop significantly.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, it's a women are incentivized to leave,
right?
Essentially,
right.
If they marrying rich women, look at Halle Berry.
Come on, bro. We understand you're just gonna say something about Halle Berry or
all I'm saying is
somebody else who else is rich. Come on, man.
The
we all
1%ers, baby. The 1%ers.
Yeah, come on. Eric Benet don't even wear shoes, man.
It wasn't Eric Benet, was the French dude.
No, she liked him too. I think that, you know what it would help though. I feel like men being in these sexless marriages. I feel like Mary's point that kind of resounded with me. I feel like motherfuckers might do a little better. Like, because now you done locked him up. He know if he leave, he loses kids and his assets. So now you heifers is closing your legs. But if he know he got an out in 3.5 years, y'all might be popping that shit more.
He's still gonna pay child support.
Why?
What you mean? Why?
Why would y'all have the kids as bad as y'all do with kids?
Just because y'all didn't renew doesn't make
with
you
these
not.
new laws, they're gonna also have new considerations because these old judges are gonna be out of here. Them simp pandering Generation X judges that think women should have the kids are getting the fuck out of here. And when they do, y'all gonna have a rude awakening.
Doubt it.
Yeah, I know. Mouthful.
He lying.
Shit like that.
For real, man. Y'all got some shit coming, man. Sick of y'all shit, man. I told niggas, if you divorce a woman, she instantly become your worst enemy. What y'all think about that? If y'all going through a divorce, I mean.
And you started the process.
You know, man, if y'all fighting divorce, she is your worst enemy. You better read the Art of War,
especially if you got a kid.
Huh?
He becomes his own worst enemy, depending on why the divorce happened in the first place.
And for another word, Hamp.
Listen, I ain't giving you no trouble. You could take the kids too. Listen,
niggas say that, but Mary, you made that point earlier. It's different when it's real. Like, no, seriously, she become your worst enemy. She trying to take everything from you.
If you ain't got nothing, she can't take nothing.
I think everybody.
You could be your kids. Is Ro? Let me ask y'all. Is Ro just saying stuff back?
No.
Kinda, right?
Kind of not. I mean, I went through it, so I kind of not. I mean,
if he don't got nothing, we know men are losing their shirt.
They lose their shirt because they had.
Would you have gotten divorced if half your shit was gone and he got the baby?
You talking to me?
Yeah. Would you have gotten divorced?
We got a divorce, a clean divorce.
I'm speaking hypothetically. Would you have gotten divorced if he got half the shit and got the babies?
No.
To Hamp's point.
Bruh. Go ahead, Q. Say something right.
Now, I was gonna say, Ro talking about, she got the BMW and the Range Rover, but she don't care about his little Honda Accord. No, she taking that shit too.
Right,
yeah.
Right. Run that, nigga. Bus car.
Put him in the fucking.
Actually, no, I wasn't.
And
I
it's
was
a 92
the fair one.
Honda Accord with a bad transmission. She's taking that shit. And it's stick shift. She can't even drive stick shift.
Yeah.
She's taking that shit.
Yeah, she taking that shit.
And he better make sure he come get these kids when he's supposed to have them too, so I can get my
You
break.
see what I'm saying? Yo, don't marry these divorcees, bro.
Ain't nobody y'all like that. Don't do that.
Look at me close. They think they know a lot.
I'm a divorcee, and that's
I'm not like that seriously. No, really.
Nah, man, don't trust them.
Ain't
And then
that
they
right?
already
We ain't all bad. Said we divorcees. We in the same boat. We ain't all bad, right?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Mike Brown, what's the stat?
Listen, you got 3 on the bottom row. We good to go. Well,
So 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4 total.
Damn. Hey, man. I don't know. Q, would you marry a divorcee?
Nigga, I am the divorcee.
But would you marry another one?
Oh yeah,
I would too. I would. I'm a divorcee myself.
Well, you know, Mr. White already told you, y'all got slim pickings, so you're gonna do what you got to do anyway.
Whatever. Listen. I don't.
When
care.
you older, kind of everybody a divorcee, right?
Mary, you just had a birthday, nigga. When you older, old motherfucker. Talking about.
Listen, y'all got like 10 years on me.
Yeah, but you know you light skin. You know that don't do well in heat.
Oh please, listen.
That nigga start aging like bread.
Nah, this melanin is all good.
Damn, man. Miss Sinead phone with the $5 super chat. Yes, renew, but take Q marriage course to see where you at. I thought Mr. White had the real marriage course. He's talking about the boot camp. Sinead with the $5 super chat. With these new age marriages, gotta renew. Laugh out loud. People renew vows all the time, but that's a little different though.
Yeah, they still married though.
Yeah. Mike Brown with the $5 super chat. Divorces are what they are. Wait, divorces are. Yo,
let me read it. Let me decipher this. You know, I'm the whisperer that can write. Divorces are what they are due to women still getting benefits after the divorce. Ain't no capitalization or nothing. Change up alimony and child support laws, and this goes away. No period. Point it out real quick. Go ahead, Mike.
That's what Chief said, man. Without those incentives, I think it would look different. You don't got no risk. You know? Even prenups ain't saving niggas now.
Then that's crazy.
She talking about she was under duress, this, that, and the third. You know, and niggas so quick to give up. Shit crazy, man. Yeah, man. Don't do it, fellas. Listen to Omega Green.
They all divorced on the bottom. Oh no, Chief, were you married before? Oh, okay.
Everybody
Gotta
divorced.
break- gotta-
You know, whole panel divorced. God damn.
No, we're not. Shoot. Alex isn't. Mary,
Mary,
you
nah.
divorced before? Mary, were you married before?
No, I'm not. I wasn't married before.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Alex and Mary and Sheaf.
So you either a
And
divorcee
me.
or pregnant on the panel.
I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry.
You're cute.
Sorry. yeah,
Wow.
Damn.
God damn.
Mike Brown to 2000. Now we know why Roe don't want them to vote. Hell yeah. They want to keep them laws the same. Damn. So everybody divorced except for me, and then everybody else pregnant. Good God Almighty.
Wow.
And me and Mary got divorced. Let's do that.
Damn, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Man, that's tough on the divorcees, man. Yeah, I think y'all gonna have to stay single, man. Yeah, man. Unless y'all just go with each other. They should put divorcees in a pot. Now, said that pool got shit in it. If it's all divorcees dating,
That is so
no, that's the best pool to be in because we ain't got to worry about the fuck shit. We know what it is.
right. We know what it is.
So does that
We
stat-
come with wisdom. We come with
Yeah,
wisdom.
yeah. We've been
No,
through it.
no,
We've been
no,
through
no,
that
no.
bullshit.
But so is that stat applicable for those the 70% of marriages for second marriage? Is that for like a person who has been divorced and a person who hasn't been married, or like double divorcees? You know what I'm saying? Does
that was just a generic stat for all second marriages. I don't know. I don't know who was if it was both of them.
But
I
it-
think.
Okay.
But
yeah, my bad.
no, go ahead.
So it's worse if you're both divorced because you both have survived it the first time already. So to go through it again is nothing, right? Anytime you go through something, it's easier to go through it the second time. So now the second time around, you're both more apt to walk away, regardless of with all of the training and things you learned and the experience and the counseling. There's still a part of you that now knows, hey, I can do this. I've done it before. It's nothing for me to do it again.
Right. Was it 55 to 70? First marriage 55%, second marriage 70%?
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
I think there's a stat for third marriages. I think it's like 85 or some crazy shit. Yeah, man. Y'all gotta just listen, man. Just get somebody you can have sex with every so often.
And tell them to go home afterwards. And
Travel, get a cat. That's it.
Travel, enjoy your life, live life to the fullest and get once. Yep. Travel.
Come to my marriage. Don't do it.
Hold on. So I got one quick question. So,
Go ahead.
said, would you want to be married again?
I'm not against it within the right situation.
You know.
No, you should say no.
I can't say no because I'm not. That wouldn't be genuine. That wouldn't be who I am.
But why?
I like that. I like the fact living your truth, Big said, because you're right. Right now, you're open to be married again. And I appreciate you living in your truth.
Damn,
Thanks,
you
thanks,
take advice.
Lil.
You take advice from women, said?
She didn't give me no advice. She just okay.
All in one pot. There you go.
Oh, the divorcees, they sticking together and shit. Okay.
Exactly.
I see what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. We in here.
But the third time though, that's man.
Third time I guess.
If I would have been a better husband the first time, I wouldn't have done it the second time. But now I'm literally about to give everything. So if this doesn't work, there's no way in hell I'm doing this again. I don't care. There's no way in hell I'm giving out everything that I have to give in order to make this thing work.
Word.
So
ain't gonna be nothing left to give.
Ain't nothing. Straight savage. I'm a straight savage for the rest of my life.
Kids together, so you can't just like not exist.
Nah, but I'm taking the boy though. She can have the girls. If it did, you know what I'm saying? I was taking the boy.
Shit like that.
Yo, Mary, damn, that's the second gem you done dropped.
What?
Ain't nothing left to give. That's the key right there.
Nigga,
that resonated.
Me. I dropped
let me give you a comp. I ain't need you to jump in. I don't need no tap.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, well, fuck you ain't saying I said it. Damn, that's real. I think that's what was in my head, Mary. Like, how the fuck can said do it for a third time? You gotta be dried up after that.
Mhm.
To say till death do our part twice, and then we gotta dissolve. That shit gotta be exhausting.
Was
I
it
don't
the same
think I
way
was
as Adrian did? He gave it his all the second time.
He
Because
didn't give it
he
his
did.
all this the first time.
No. What I'm saying,
No.
they said this last time, which is second time. If
Mhm.
he didn't give it his all, like Adrian said he's doing now,
Mhm.
then that's maybe why he feels he can do it the third time.
Well,
You know what I'm
Seth,
saying?
he's sitting right there, love. Let's ask him.
Ask said.
Did you have a partial nut twice?
Yeah,
You said that I what?
Did you have a partial nut twice? Like you wasn't really, you not finished. You got more.
Nah. With me.
Okay.
I think I'm breaking up. I'm breaking. Hold on. All right. Nah,
go
with
ahead, go ahead.
we good with the first one. It just we grew apart, grew apart, and we had the quote unquote irreconcilable differences. I was trying to work it out. She wasn't trying to work it out. So that was that. So and then second one, accusations, insecurities, so forth and so on. But she went on. I really think that she really didn't want to be in that because she's in a relationship with a woman now. I really think that was really what it was with her deep down inside. So she was trying to find herself. She was younger. So that was
those tendencies. I'm sorry. Did you know she had those tendencies?
Yes, I did. I knew she had those tendencies, but I think it was more she really didn't recognize as much of it then.
But with you being divorced twice, do you feel like, I feel like at this point, again, which kind of just don't get married a third time, like your long list of, I'm never going to do this again. Like things that you would never want to negotiate again. I can imagine that list being long because you tried it, which would lead you to get married again.
Well, it's totally different now because technically I am on the 3. So, yeah, I am on the 3.
You about to get married
again? Oh, you about to get married again?
I am married right now. Technically,
for the third time.
Good night, everyone.
Yes.
Wait, no, wait.
So that's a long night. That's a long night for y'all.
Wait, hold. I just got a second win. Wait, what?
What?
Hey, listen, I got all night. Y'all
Wait,
better go to bed.
You're going on
better
your
go to
third
bed.
divorce, then?
Hold on, let me.
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
Chief.
yes.
Chief. All right, hold on. Let's line it up. I don't want to miss nothing. Everybody mute. Chief, go ahead, ask the question.
I said, are you? So you're saying you're going on your third divorce right now?
I am.
The fuck is?
Fuck is so yo.
Yeah. I don't know what.
Yo,
that goes back to the point that I made earlier.
Alec, don't tell me she did it again. Did she?
Because I made a
go
good
ahead.
point earlier and y'all ignored it.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Did he say yes? Did he say yes?
Yes, he
He's
did.
going on his third divorce. I thought that was a joke.
Yes.
So then
No,
I
it's
said,
not a joke. It's serious.
at what point, or do you get to a point when you've been divorced more than once and you've tried it, whatever the case is? At what point do you sit down and take accountability and say, okay, maybe it's me in the situation? Are you opposed to just a life partner and say, you know what, I've tried it before, it just didn't work out?
Now I am at that point. Yes. Now I'm at that point.
But
so
then a few minutes ago, you said you felt like you had another one in you.
Right, you did.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I can't say that it never happened. Obviously, I can say it never happened because that would be my actual preference. That will always have been my preference. But it's just certain things within the current situation, both ways, that we can't deal with.
So what's your cutoff? Like 5, 6?
I mean,
I think this one is the cutoff, possibly.
I feel like that's like another situation with like a woman having like 3-4 kids with like 3-4 baby daddies. I feel like
I don't think it's
like
you can compare it to
like
that.
same thing. I feel like it's the same not so smart decision.
May I ask why this is the third divorce?
Lack of trust on both sides.
Were you able to trust her when y'all were dating?
Yeah.
Now,
but
now let me add some context.
Add some context.
Says he don't care about shit he should care about, i.e., social media. Mr. White, were you here for that conversation?
Nah, what'd he say?
Big says that he don't care about her social media likes and this, that, and the third. All that shit matters because it's access.
Yeah.
You gotta start caring about that shit. We get you, Big said, but fuck that. These hoes need checks and balances. Nah, real shit. I gotta talk like we in the locker room.
Oh, listen, I get what you said, but the social media wasn't.
Yeah, we call y'all hoes in our locker room. Yes,
no. I was making that face because is that to me you're saying she was the one that was stepping out.
I ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying
he ain't saying that. Nah, that's not what he's saying.
That makes me think that.
Okay, no, I'm just saying everything gotta matter to us. Or shit, at least she gotta think it does, even if it doesn't. I'm not opening no doors. They got cars now. If you break into it, it will not start. Those very high and expensive cars. But if I see somebody breaking in my car that I know they can't steal, I'm still gonna go defend it. I don't give a fuck if I trust my lady. She loyal, this, and the third. You in her face and all that. I'm gonna intervene. I'm gonna check that shit. I don't give a fuck, bro. You got to. Real shit. That shit is yours. Go ahead, bro. Continue with your boring line of questioning. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say is Hamp is right. One of the qualifications for marriage should be respect.
My bad, bro. Sorry.
One of the qualifications for marriage should be respect. I do agree with Hamp.
Now that's where
that's the role I know.
Yeah, within the last two, the respect thing is where the issue was.
But
that's
damn
right,
and that's me. So once that's crossed, that's when things get a little crazy.
But said, I think that they was disrespecting you beforehand before you even, I guess, acknowledged it.
I agree with that.
They may laugh and joke with me about the cheating. The cheating to me is a respect thing, and my whole thing is that's my base. So if you cheat, we done. It may not be for everybody else, but it's for me. Because that's the level of respect that I deserve. So you have to, Hamp is right. You have to check her.
I don't know. I feel like whole thing being said. I feel
check like her. Yes. If she's disrespectful, she's been disrespectful.
Yeah, I get that. But I mean, it's not to that level. It's more behind it that I really can't say right now on the air. But it's way more in the background than that. It's other stuff outside of just like a straight respect type situation.
Yeah, but it's the subtle shit though, man. Shan, like I got on my wife today. I'm like, yo, why are these fucking kids eating and I'm still waiting? Oh, he can't walk. I don't give a fuck. That nigga don't know if it's time to eat or not. Then let that nigga sit there. Where my shit at? Oh, they can't do. I don't care, nigga. I gotta go to work. Niggas don't pay no fucking bills. It be little shit. Nah, I'm joking, but I'm serious. You know what I'm telling her? It's still some truth to it. Like, goddamn, nigga. The coffee, it's a Keurig. It make itself. What the fuck? You know, like just the little shit, man. You gotta keep them on their dean. Real shit. Like, damn, man. Damn, 3? God damn.
3 ball, baby.
Don't do no more, nigga. I'm gonna text you every Wednesday.
I have a lot of questions, but I don't think they're appropriate for on air.
Well, ask the ones that are.
We can talk later,
Yeah,
love.
Set.
We can talk.
Yeah, I can
I'm an
talk
open
later,
book.
but ask
I can talk. Yeah.
Yeah, Said ain't scared. If Said don't want to answer, he ain't gonna answer it. Now, love, here's the thing. When you asking a question, it's not an opportunity for you to talk. All right, go ahead. Bro, watch her.
I don't want to ask them now because it is getting late. I'd rather talk later, maybe at a different episode or whatever. I don't really care. It's late and I'm sleepy. So I just have a lot of questions. Second divorce, not your third. And when you said, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes, I get it. But, and I'm not victim blaming or shaming, but at what point do you take a look at yourself and say, I need to handle this part of my life, my soul, my mind, or whatever, to make sure I am okay and I don't perpetuate this, whatever this is, into a different relationship or further within myself? Was that a question, Hant, or did I talk too much?
Talk too much.
That wasn't even a question. Like
it wasn't, bro.
It wasn't a question. No, you good. It wasn't a question. However, but again, going into this, everything was reevaluated because it wasn't sure going into it. However, you know what I'm saying? As things progressed, it's like, okay, we hit this threshold, hit this threshold, then okay, we can keep on going.
Yeah, see, let me read these super chats real quick.
All right.
I knew. That's why I picked Chief.
No, but wait, that's why I want to ask questions later. Just meeting him and I by ourselves or whatever.
Yeah,
because when I was here asking questions, you and Adrian got something to say, and even
we didn't say nothing.
Yes, you did. It wasn't even a question.
You asked me. Was that a question? I said no.
I didn't ask Adrian, and he sat there and gave his 2 cents.
Well,
thank you,
shit.
Sinead. Let me read Sinead's super chat.
Hold on, Mary. I know you can't see super chats, Mary.
Let me read Nate's super chat.
Right, is it up?
No, put it back up, please.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Sinead Fulton, for the final super chat. Said needs counseling. He was throwing out rings like power. Oh shoot! Like power. Oh shoot! He said, "You get a ring. You get a ring. You get a ring."
Everybody get a ring.
I think she meant like Oprah.
But that's just like
Mike Brown for our super chat. Thank you, Mike Brown, for putting our super chat. Aww.
No, we can't. Mike. Oh, Mike.
Mike, try to get him out of here.
Basement. My scenario husband, the $2 super chat. Bro, you have some issues you need to address. I don't want this to turn into this. John the Baptist, Fowler super chat. Thank you, John. What standards do we stand on? What that does not change due to feelings? I think is what John meant to say. Love gunning for. Ooh.
You trying to be number 4? Okay.
Shit like that.
You trying to be the 4th wife. That's why you want to have a conversation offline.
Shut up, Barney. Shut up, Barney.
They said,
"Yo,
hold on, Chief. Go ahead."
Thank you, Ross. Am I saying Ras girl for following? Ross girl for following super chat. Thank you, girl. Does the covenant made to God matter? I don't think marriage is meant to be risk-free. It's ordained by another set of laws and requires more.
This the key, man. Niggas ain't standing on this right here. It's a lot of divorcing going on, man. Go ahead, Chief.
No, I was going to ask Sid how you feel about Hank the Basement's comment. He said, bro, you have some issues you need to address. How do you feel about when you hear that?
I feel like we all do at the end of the day. We all have issues.
Right
now, well, me specifically.
Yeah, you on the hot seat right now.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. What specifically, who knows? Like I said, I've gone through counseling, went through counseling with the ex, but it's a weird dynamic, to say the least.
Without getting into, I mean, you don't got to get into detail, but let me ask you this. Do you think in your 3 circumstances, if you focused on just yourself, is there a common denominator in each reasoning for the break for the divorces?
From my standpoint, no.
From your perspective.
From my perspective, no.
Did you improve on what you did in each session? So did you take from lessons from 1 into 2 and 2 into 3? Or have you been the same person?
No. I have and no.
Okay.
I have a question. I'm sorry.
No, listen. Go ahead. Ask away.
I have a question for all the divorcees on the panel.
All right. Well, then, no. Hold on a second. So, said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, I asked Said to come up here. We play ball together, mostly against each other. I think always.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I played on whack maybe one. Nah, I don't think so. I don't know. Right. But hey, Chief, he played for Whack Rebels. Remember they used to be the warm-up game before we got to the other teams. We used to dog walk, but
it was before I got there then, because
you was there giving up facts, but
not 1830 whatever the fuck y'all name.
No, the young guns.
Oh well, that was before me.
Yeah, but you know the name though. But all jokes aside, so because Said is steadfast in his opinions, very much so. Said gonna stand on what Said gonna stand on. So when Chief asked that question, I think we need to reevaluate that answer. Because can we see the forest through the trees? Real shit. And I'm not a proponent of counseling because I don't know how real niggas get in there. But if it's me, you, Adrian, and Chief talking, I feel like we can get much more. And then Said understands the Bible. The Bible says you can only divorce for adultery. But nobody follow that. And Rod is right. You gotta be willing to be unhappily married.
So let me give you an example. Like with when we went to counseling, and the counselor says to her specifically, she wants to deal with her specifically and figure out some stuff with her before even bringing me into the fold. That kind of says some things.
Yeah, but I think that could have worked the same way if you were the first one to go in there.
But but we went together and she isolated that situation.
Damn. That's you don't let Said, and that's what you lead grow men every fucking day on a bunch of different teams, however you want to lead it. Don't let her take the reins on that shit.
Well, no, that's the counselor themselves. When we went to
you set up the counselor is what I'm saying. You set the counselor up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We went to the counselor together. We were there together.
Who chose the counselor?
It was a mutual thing.
That means she did. Cause we don't give a fuck. Real shit. Like when my wife was getting counsel, I'm like, all right, go ahead. And then this puny motherfucker pop up on screen. I said, what the fuck can you tell me? You puny as shit. Puny nigga can't tell me how to fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
How did that end?
Huh? You got a new counselor.
Shit like that.
Yo, for men, is that real? Like if Said walk in the room, now Said big dude though. But if a nigga don't got no presence, what the fuck you gonna tell me, little guy?
Well, but that's the whole thing. I agreed with that individual, and that's kind of why it didn't work, because I agreed with that individual.
So I got a quick question for you, Said. Maybe two or three. So with the Bible, like you believe in the Bible, like you follow the Bible?
I believe and I don't necessarily follow it.
So do you believe with the women that you ended up marrying, like did they believe in it? Like did they stand on the, hey, this is the only reason to get a divorce, boom, 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 etc.?
Allegedly up until it got to a certain point.
So did you vet that? Right? Because I'm gonna be honest, my wife, even though we view some of the parts of the Bible differently, right? And we, learning all of this other stuff, what she believes, she does stand on, right? And so I feel like that's the only reason why I haven't had my second divorce yet. You know what I'm saying? Because she believes on, regardless of us not being on the same page, like she is not dipping for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So do you think, had you found somebody who was more sold out on that belief part, possibly you wouldn't have been in the situation that you in?
No, because this is more, and I'll say this even though I shouldn't. It's more me than she really realizes.
Okay.
That's the whole thing. Because realistically, a while back, I could have, but some background shit, I was like, that's dead. That's a dead situation.
Yeah.
Because she probably watching this, just to let y'all know.
It's all good.
I'm like 90% sure.
Yeah, no, word. I mean, it's a good conversation. See, we haven't. This might be risky, but
hey, it is.
Yeah, no, real shit. I think, but that's the thing though. What Adrian said, there's not enough women out there like that, Mr. White. That's really gonna stand because they don't give a fuck about the Bible enough.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. Like I got lucky, right? Like, cause I didn't even know she stood on it like that until we started going through stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing that I seen, and I was like, "Oh, you really do it?" Because, like you said, so many people talk about it. It's so easy to think that's what we really getting, and a lot of times that's not what we getting.
Yeah,
right. But that's the whole thing. That's the portrait that is painted within this current situation. It's painted like that, but it's not really that.
Yeah. That's what make it hard. So how do y'all vet? Like, for instance, I knew my wife didn't know shit about it, the Bible and all that, right? So it was my job. But I think that's almost easier, right? Because she don't grow up in church and none of that type of shit. They just celebrate. Motherfuckers pray before they eat, all that dumb shit. You know what I mean? But she didn't really have a foundation, so it was more seamless for me to just set up the foundation. But then when they be acting like they got a foundation, and then they be on that God knows my heart shit, what happens then?
I came into a prayer closet and everything, kid. I said I came into a prayer closet and everything.
See? Damn, man.
Like,
bro, you had a question real quick?
I was just going to ask the divorcees, do y'all now know what your qualifications are when you're looking to be married again or get into a relationship? Your top 3 qualifications.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, tell us what they are.
Oh, you want to talk? You ask me or Q?
Let me read my super chats real quick while they cook up those questions or cook up their answers. Omega Green with the $2 super chat. How is a 3-time divorcee giving marital advice?
I don't think I really gave too much marital.
I didn't either. I can get marital.
I didn't give any marital advice. So what is he talking about?
Yeah.
Mike Brown with the $2 super chat. Don't kick him. 3 times is a lot. It's a lot. What? John the Baptist with the $2 super chat. What do we stand on that does not change?
That's not what he said.
I think he meant to say does not though.
But what y'all gotta understand is I'm only it's only 2. It's right now. The 3 is
pending.
Oh, so you still you're not gonna you might not get a divorce.
Oh no, I'm definitely going to.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm technicality, not.
Yeah, I'm not yet. Yeah.
Hank the Basement with $2 super chat said you ignore too many red flags in these chicks, my guy. John the Baptist with the $2 super chat. What do we stand on that does not change? Because he was commenting on the fact that that shit that's not tied to feelings and all that. So what are the things? Ro, ask your question one more time. They should be ready now.
Divorcees. What are your 3 top qualifications now that you've been divorced?
What are you?
Bro, you give your 3 first, and then that'll bring context to your question.
Respect, leadership, and honesty.
No, I understood. I understood what you were saying. I just was giving love some time. But for me, top 3 off the top is the ability to communicate well. I kind of analyze how they care for themselves and others, and that, like, it's hard to put it into words, but I don't want to call it like agreeable, but like that ability to trust and being spiritually aligned. So I guess that's 4 for you.
Go ahead, Mr. White.
I'll say purpose. Everything got to be purposeful. And then right with that is alignment spiritually, you know, how we mesh, things like that. And then lastly, I would say character, like good character, meaning what they say, standing on who they are. I think if those 3 things are in place, everything else could be learned. So.
You want me to go read super chat first?
No, that's Mr. White. That's why I dropped it, because he was talking.
Oh, triumphant with the $9.99 ball.
True impact.
That's because Hint be saying it wrong all the time. That's why somebody be saying triumphant. Q, is it Q? Somebody
that's Q now. It's Q now. It ain't me.
Oh, okay. True impact with the $9.99 ball. Did Mr. White's wife already divorced, had kids before him? She did, and that is a huge adjustment. I'm not even going to hold y'all. That's an adjustment on, you know, so many different levels. But she my person, yo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's huge. It's not nothing that I would recommend just because I've been a therapist for over a decade, y'all. It's a struggle.
Shit like that.
So if I struggle with it, how much more so with the person who doesn't understand how their thoughts, feelings, negative thoughts, how you can change your feelings and perspective, like showing love. If it's this much of a struggle for me, how much would it be for the average man?
Unlearned person, yeah. So, Love, what's your 3?
Being a leader, being spiritually aligned, definitely. Communication is so big, but consistency is like, I think there's more wrapped into character. Like, be a man about your word is really big to me. So instead of consistency, I think that's wrapped into being a man about your word. So
Set.
The respect, the character, and the communication thing. Respect more than anything with me, obviously.
Yeah, respect, yeah. And loyalty wraps into respect, you think?
They somewhat align. They definitely somewhat align.
Yeah, character seems like it's more blanket.
But I mean, the communication, as they always say with relationships and so forth, is always a big thing. And I've seen and I know obviously that people go into situations with masks that now you have to actually get to know them after you get past the mask. So now you're actually getting to know them twice or 3 times. So.
Yeah. Do you think we've been going in with masks ourselves?
Absolutely. And that's like talking to people after the fact, just in general, like after this situation, just people going into relationships with masks. I'm like, you just got to be upfront with everything. You got no choice. Because once you go in with a mask, now somebody say, okay, that's not really you. Now who's really you? Okay, now is that really genuinely you? So
yeah. Do you think that we think that when we take our mask off, Love, if you're tired, go sleep. It's okay.
Her eyes been bothering all day.
Yeah, god damn, long ass neck.
First of all, thank you, said because my eye. I said in the chat, my eyes have been bothering me all day long.
I don't read the chat.
So, you're right, I can leave. All right, y'all. Have a.
Yeah, you tired? Go sleep. God damn. Keep you stretching and shit.
But we'll talk over in the locker room joint.
Yeah, no. I just wonder, like, we take off that mask too soon. What happens then? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You some old motherfuckers, man.
Nigga, you on the West Coast, dog. Or wherever you at, you an hour behind.
I'm chilling.
It's 12 o'clock over here. Exactly.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. Interesting. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. This is a real in-depth conversation. It's interesting, man, to learn about that because that shit is real. And that's why I love Said, because he ain't afraid, right, of speaking what it is that you need to speak, regardless if it puts you out there. I think vulnerability is hard for men to achieve, so I just want to make sure I acknowledge that. You feel me? Roz girl laughing at y'all. She in DC too. She ain't tired. Y'all niggas bored. Listen, man, he's stretching. All right, I got to get y'all out of here, man.
I was at the gym today. Back at it, real serious, like.
All right, no, we said that's what be happening. Let me read this last super chat real quick. Black Lexicon with the $5 super chat. What's it? A man and woman married to become Adam and Eve in a garden alone, naked, fearful, together, expected to work together and build. The man at home, the woman and family. What? Something like that. He trying to get all his words in for that $5. They want me to fucking decipher this shit. Come on, man.
Put him in a fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Listen, man.
You let love go, man. You kick love off. She do that.
I know. She's good at that. But she tired. She doing all this stretching and shit. Go to sleep, old nigga. I don't really fuck with Jerry Springer, but I do like one of his constructs. Mr. White. Oh, let me get Ro. She tired as a motherfucker. Ro. Final thought.
Your qualifications to marry is going to heavily rely on your ability to know if you're healed and then setting your standards for the person that you are meant to be with. That's part of your purpose.
Word. Big Sad.
Make sure you vet properly and all the qualifications that you require once you decide you want to get married.
Word.
Marriage is not for the faint of heart, man. It's definitely not for the weak, and it is a lifelong commitment. So definitely make sure you are taking time to vet whoever, but also fall in love with the journey of it, right? Because it's always going to be something else for y'all to grow through, something else for y'all to learn through. And then whenever you do arrive at one point, it's going to be somewhere else for you to arrive to. So stay committed, to the journey.
Word. Yeah, no, real shit. I think Ross said it. I think I said it before. You gotta learn how to be unhappily married, man. Unhappily with a person, right?
Absolutely.
That line should never work on the wife. Are you married? Yes. Are you happy? No. So what? Bottom line, be honest, and then what does it matter? This shit is hard, man, and it is better together. I know in this space right now, men saying don't get married is so risky. They got points. I understand it. But also the fastest way to amass wealth is through marriage too.
Mm-hmm.
To have a nuclear family when you're raising kids, so on and so forth.
Right.
It's better together. So we need to start being more selfless, even as men. But we got to choose our best possible prospect. You will have to concede some things. We know that. It just can't be the things that are near and dear to your heart. That's the bottom line. Damn, man. Interesting. Like, share, subscribe. Oh shit, hold on, I'm not even on the right screen. God damn it. I'm about to hit the button and be short. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all in the chat. Nina, as always, you know what I'm saying? Everybody rocking. So thank you. Roz girl, everybody else. Shit. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.